Yep. That's right. We back. Oh, we back. That's right. It's time. It's time. It's time. What's up? Hello. Yo, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD. What is up, guys? Good to see all of y'all's. Good morning. Except for the Europeans. Good evening to you guys. Both of them. Good morning, guys. What's going on? Good to see you. Welcome back to this. Let's try that again. Welcome back to the stream and welcome back to the VOD. It is indeed Tuesday. Tuesday the something.
The new kid on the block.
I don't know. Steve. Oh shit, bro. Thank you for the 6 months, tier 2. Thank you, Azalea, for the tier 3 27 months, and thank you, Sir Rat the Third, for the follow. Good to see you guys. Welcome into the stream. Thank you for the subs. Hello. I am back from the market weekend. That's right. The long market weekend in which Ella and I had to do market things. I sold a lot more art than I thought I would at the market. I was assuming that this would be an Ella Blackwood exclusive event. I had no idea that so many people wanted art this weekend. So that was cool. You know, that was great. Pretty good, pretty big, pretty successful. I bought $1,000 worth of paper. So that's in the pre-orders, but still, you know, it's just a weird thing. It's a disconnect or some shit, you know? So, good morning, guys. Good to see you. I hope your weekend was good, whatever you were doing. Whatever it was, man. I hope it was fun. God knows I didn't have fun. I was stuck at the fucking market all weekend. It wasn't a convention. It was just, well, it's kind of like a little mini winter convention in Calgary. So it was close enough that I didn't have to travel overnight anywhere, right? When there are Calgary conventions, we can just pop into the city, do our thing, bounce out when it's over. So that's always nice. But there's one more market that we have to go to, Elle and I, before the end of the year. And then that's it. It's done. It's done until April. Can you believe that? That I'll have a solid 4-ish months, no, 5 months actually. A solid 5-ish months of not having to leave my house on the weekends. No conventions, no get-togethers, no gatherings, no markets, none of that shit. I'm looking forward to it. Boy, that shit's exhausting. But I've been a good boy. I maintained my schedule. Actually, I advanced my schedule. About an hour or so. You know, this last week. So I've been getting up at like 5:30 a.m. every day. Holy shit! I go to bed at 9. What the hell, dude? I've been getting after it, man. I've been fucking climbing mountains and lifting weights and doing shit, bro. I've been getting it. So I felt really good over the last week or so. Returning back to normal. And with this last market being the last big weekend, you know, there's that. And we got one more market, one small little market. I don't know what to expect because it is a how do I describe this?
Old man hours.
Productive man hours. Holy fuck, bro. Thanks for the sub. Thank you for the pride, Cass. I appreciate it. How do I describe what this market is? It is, well, just, I guess I'll just be literal as I can. It is referred to as a gay market. That's right. In 2 weeks, it's called the Homo Holla Gay Market. Now, I don't know what makes this a gay market. Ella and I were asked to be vendors there. They said, hey, would you come get a table at the market. It was really good. Ella sold a ton of dice last year at it. They said, hey, Evan, would you also come along and bring your art for the market? And I said, sure. I'm not like, is that okay? They're like, oh yeah, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know what what makes it I don't know. You know what? I don't know. It's just a regular Christmas market to me. It's just a regular Christmas market to me. All right? You know? So I don't know what, but hey, look, the organizer is really nice. She's helped out. I got the organizer helped me get my new stickers. So that's nice. You know? Yeah, the name is a bit on the nose, right? Yeah, they really want to emphasize that, don't they, Surat? They they want you to really know what this event's all about. I don't know what that means. As far as I'm concerned, this is just a regular market. As far as I know, anyway. And I asked Ella last year what it was like, because I didn't go last year. Ella did it on her own. I was like, was it particularly gay? And she just kind of shrugged. She's like, I don't know, it just seemed like a regular market. So I don't know, man. You know, gay people love dragons and dice source meat. Well, there you go. So, you know, just it's fine. Dark, it's fine. I'm not worried. Don't worry about me, because I've been in order to like put up a shield of straightness for myself. I've been painting Warhammer. Well, I haven't been painting. I've been building Warhammer, the straightest thing a man can do. So hopefully I'll have some extra like reinforced armor plating of straightness. Cause yeah, you never know, man. You go to one game market and then you're next thing you know, you're doing drag on Center Street or some shit. So I'll be fine. I'm straightened up for this once. God. Ooh, you think Warhammer makes you straight? Oh, it does. Yeah, no, it's the straightest thing you can do. Yes, Warhammer. I don't know a single gay person that likes Warhammer except for my friend Chris, my friend Byron, my friend Jake, and my friend Blair. They're the exception. And my friend Marcy. Oh, guys, I think we got the wrong hobby. Oh shit. Oh damn it. Oh god. Oh shit. Wait, hold on. Everything's crumbling around me. Oh no, everything I knew about the world. Fuck. Damn it. Oh well. I tried anyway. Oh, you know what? I am playing Grey Knights, not fucking Tau. So there you go. There you go. The strangest thing ever, painting big muscular men. Exactly. Big, hairy, sweaty men in armor with swords. Anyway, what's up, Lexer? Doesn't know a single person that proceeds to list off several people. Also, hi. Hello, Lexer. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning. But none of them play Space Marines. 3 of them play Orcs. Apparently the WOG is strong. Or some shit. I don't know. Either way, that's the last event for the year. And then I will be sitting at home doing my 12-hour days just jamming art and adventures and stuff. Because, like, I'll admit, it's very disruptive to have to go to a market weekend and stuff. It's not just that day. It's like day or two in prep before, day of exhaustion after. You know, the weekend's bricked. It's like a whole, like, 5 days for a 2-day event. Now, these events are very good. You're right. I sell a lot of prints. Ella sells a ton of dice and other things, which are great. But I will admit, I am very much looking forward to not having anywhere to be for the Christmas season. I have told my family firmly that I will be incommunicado. I will be banished to the realm of the gym, work, and Warhammer, and not to contact me unless there's an emergency, in which case don't contact me anyway. So looking forward to it. The winter freeze, the winter cool down is upon us, and you know, I'm gonna be good this time around. We're gonna go into the tank in the darkness of the winter. The sun doesn't come up where I live until April, by the way. All right, sets in November at some point in time and doesn't come up again until April. So we're gonna enjoy the darkness this time and really, really romanticize the process. So we're all gonna get candelabras and dip pens to do our writing and art. Good morning, Pegwood. Picked up 14 Art of Eorzea book this week at a thrift store for $8. That's a fucking steal. The FF14 Art of Eorzea, the first one even, is the best video game art book I have seen in the last decade or two, maybe. Like, actually insane. Those books clear other art books for concept by a fucking mile, man. That's an actual steal. So I'm playing the guard. Does that mean I'm bi? Because I got the annoyance of the Tau, but also aren't the worst at melee. Ooh. Maybe. Depends on how many Mechanicus you have. Because as we all know, machines are all gay. So, if the Mechanicus tip the balance, I expect to see many of them at the gay market this weekend. So says my friend who plays Mechanicus, all in hot pink. And Necrons. Wait, Garrett plays them in Necrons in hot pink. What does that mean? Oh, hold on. Wait, he's married though. Hold on. We got to figure this shit out. So, the gay bestie plays an orc that knows how to slay both senses of the word. Well, there you go. See, Lex. What is it about? That's a good point. They really like orcs. Those two. They play them in D&D, Warcraft, and in 40K. You know what? I'm not going to think about it too hard, Lexer, because then I'll chicken myself out of playing Orc again or some shit. You're my dozens of LGBTQ friends who play Warhammer. Most of them play Space Marines, Orc, or Eldar. Eldar? Really? Anyone plays an Eldar? Wow. You found the Eldar player. Salamanders or sisters? I have a pretty good, sizable force of sisters. Now, here's the thing. Maybe I'm okay because I don't actually play Warhammer. Maybe painting Warhammer is straight. Is that no, well, I don't know. We'll find out at the game market this weekend, We'll see. What's up, Samurai? I've muted Evan on my phone. I muted Evan on your phone. Damn. I'm offended, Samurai, but good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. But yes, it should be good. The market should be fine. I have a little bit of art. I will not have any trading cards for the market because I don't have any trading cards in general because my fucking paper isn't going to arrive until the 2nd. So that sucks. But I put the order in and I got my ink, which is cool, I guess. I got a bunch of stuff and I have a couple pages. Check it out. Wait, is this? Aha. These are the very first pages of the base set. So I'll be numbering these ones off for the people that bought them on the website. I think there's still a couple of full pages left. I think 6 of them sold. So I think there should be 4 left. The store doesn't show inventory. So I think there's 1 box left at the store or on the print store. Maybe 30 or so booster packs individually left on the store. And then I think there's 4 pages. But besides that, the whole damn thing sold out in like 1 weekend almost, which is kind of crazy. So this is pretty big though. This is pretty cool. Getting the full pages, there's the front, there's the back. Look at them, man. The full print pages for the base set. So I'll be numbering these ones, signing the bottom of them, and then sending them out or maybe in advance of the cards for people that bought the pages, the full print pages. So thank you guys for the support. That was really fucking cool to see that anyone gave a shit about this trading card thing. So I tried to explain the trading card thing to somebody at one of the card stores because I was buying some supplies for them. I was buying some of the little cases that I use for the promos. And I'm like, yeah, it's like a trading card thing for a game that I'm making. And it's a bunch of my art that I've made. They're like, oh, so it's like a trading card game. Well, it's not a game. It's like trading cards, like print trading cards. They're like, okay, but they can't play a game with them. I'm like, no, these are just like art cards, kind of like hockey cards. And the guy's like, okay, but hockey cards are for a big sport. Why does anyone like, is this like it for a big game? I'm like, no, it's a game that doesn't exist yet. And like, so people are buying trading cards they can't play that is designed for a game that doesn't exist yet. I think the command is shop, and I think I asked Ella to do there we go. I think I asked Ella to do the commands for store and prints and cards, but I don't think she did it because I'm pretty sure when I asked her when I was live last, she was asleep on the couch with the dog. So she'd have no idea that I asked her to do that. That's the command. There's the link. Actually, hold on. Is there stuff in stuff? Hold on. Hold on. Find art cards. Is there stuff still? Let me make sure I'm not crazy. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Cool. So there is still, I think, 1 or 2 boxes, like 4 or so pages of cards left, and then like 30 maybe packs. Individually anyway. So that's pretty cool, man. You know, pretty rad. The guy at the card store didn't think it was, but you know. Why game shaped if not game? Well, you can play a game with them soon, Penguin. The next year's iteration of cards will be for the official Realms of Eldar card game, which I actually started testing over the last week. So there you go, man. There it is. Did the first edition get fully printed now? The first edition is not fully printed yet because I'm missing a bunch of paper. So I've started printing the print pages for the commons and stuff like that. The beta test print is completely done. But after the pre-orders were done, Scribe, I had to order my materials with the pre-orders. So I'm waiting for that to be in before the first edition is completely printed. But I've only got about 20 hours worth of printing left to do. But I've set up a system that's actually made it quite intuitive and easy to get to. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, it's going a lot. It's doing it the thing, man. The cards are still, good God, man, they're still doing the thing. All right, Izelia, thanks for chilling, bro. I was gonna blame Cloudflare, but rebooting my phone got a full Dolby Evan back. Wow. Not THX? Damn. That's okay, Samurai. That's okay, man. It's fine. All right, so we're gonna mess around, do some art a little bit, chill, get back into the swing of things. Talk about all the games, like a new CRPG coming out. Did you guys see this shit? It's called Dark Heresy. Hold on, we gotta talk about this because Baldur's Gate, man, was changed lives, right? Dark Heresy. Y'all see this shit? Just got revealed. A brand new CRPG by Owlcat. If you aren't familiar with Owlcat, they're the ones that do the Pathfinder CRPGs. Right? They're the ones that do, like, what are the ones you'd know? You might know the Wrath of the Righteous. There you go. That's the big one everyone knows. And then Rogue Trader was great. Rogue Trader was the one that people went to after Baldur's Gate 3. And then Dark Heresy just got announced, so let's go, dude. I didn't see this shit until I just randomly wanted to see if there was any sales on the games that I wanted to this weekend. And I quickly searched it up on Steam and found this. So, bro, we got another CRPG in the midst. I don't know about you guys, but that's the kind of game that I want to play right now. Okay? That's the kind of game I want to play. I don't want to play no FPS arena shooters. I don't want to play no turn-based JRPGs. I want to play a CRPG. I want more Baldur's Gate 3. And this is basically it. So, good morning, Sabine. Thanks for the sub, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you. They announced Dark Heresy like a while ago. Wait, really? Road Trader's got a big update. They reworked most of the origins. Perfect time for me to get back into it then, isn't it? You know? Perfect time for me to restart my playthrough because I got 15 hours in, got caught up in work and didn't keep going. So I should probably restart because I forgot everything. Perfect timing. But this looks sick. So new CRPGs. I would like to see when Larian's next release is because honestly, I'm hoping that like let's be honest. Rogue Trader. I did play a little bit of Rogue Trader. Yeah, sorry. Rogue Trader was good, but it didn't have the Larian polish and didn't have the Larian voice acting. So here's the thing. I'm hoping that Larian proves to Owlcat and other games, publishers and developers, that the investment in a fully voiced, fully whatever cast of whatever is worth it. So I'm really hoping that the success of Baldur's Gate 3, because they didn't see for Rogue Trader that there would be a benefit to that, a want and desire for that, because they were developing them at the same time. So they didn't see that Rogue Trader could have benefited from all that extra work until after Baldur's Gate and Rogue Trader both came out. So for this one, hopefully they have the opinion. Where's my camera flashing? The fuck? Oh, there we go. All right, just need more light. Okay, cool. Hopefully for this one, they are of the opinion that they can put more effort and more polish and more work into the game to make it even better, right? Just notice I have cat hair into my screen protector. Cass, burn the whole thing now. So we're just getting to a game called Manor Lords, and let me tell you, it's good, even though it's an early access as of now. I have heard much of Manor Lords. I have a friend. So Sir Rad, you ever have a friend that you trust their opinion on games implicitly? Like, there's many people that I know, friends of mine even, that if this person likes something, I'm gonna think it's trash, or at the very least, I can't trust their opinion. The example I give is I had a friend that I played D&D with. You know why we stopped playing D&D? Maybe in some small way, is they said that Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, was the single best piece of Star Wars media ever made. I could not play D&D with that guy anymore. But then you have a friend that you're like, this guy has my taste. If this guy says a game is good, I'm gonna just jump in. Like, you trust that, you know? And so I have a friend like that. He's a mod in my stream named Thorkin. And if Thorkin likes a game, I'm gonna like a game. And he fucking loves Manor Lords. So I gotta give that game a shot. I gotta give it a chance. But I gotta get, you know what the good part of having, if you guys ever have a friend like this, that you have your has your taste in games, and they say, bro, this game is sick. Part of the charm of having that friendship and that trusted opinion is that you can go into a game, and when you go through the process of like sort of looking at a game and trying to figure out if you like it and trying to figure out if it's your jam and that whole thing, you're kind of doing the thing. That whole process in some small ways sort of spoils the game a little bit for you, because you have to do some some digging and some deep diving to see if the game's the kind of game that you'd like. You have to watch the trailers, you have to watch maybe a review or two, and in the review process you're going to see some stuff, you're going to see a cutscene here and there, whatever. You're going to spoil a little bit of the game for yourself. Even the type of game, obviously you're going to spoil what it is, because you're going to watch some gameplay. If you have a friend that has opinion on games that you completely trust, and they say they love a game, you can download that game and play it, walk into it completely blind, and you get the entire charm and glory of not knowing shit about that game beforehand, which is awesome, by the way. And so I have that with the same friend, Thorkin, also recommended Expedition 33. And I have done my absolute best, and I think a pretty good job of knowing absolutely nothing about that game. Even though a bunch of my friends, they play it on stream, I go in, my friend Fishy's playing it, don't watch your stream. I'm waiting until the deep freeze of the winter, around January, and I'm gonna get Expedition 33. I've been told by many people that it's the best game ever. Apparently it's Game of the Year contender this year. But Thorkin told me, Evan, play this game. Okay? And so I'll go play Expedition 33. The same thing's true with Manor Lords. I just haven't gotten around to it. I know a little bit more about Manor Lords though. But yeah, I will absolutely play Manor Lords at some point in time. It's just not even a question. I just got to get to a point work-wise where I can actually find a little bit of time. And that's going to be maybe closer to when the adventure and cards and stuff are done. So got a little bit of time, but nothing crazy. Hold up, I need to shrink this entire thing just a little bit. It is just a little bit too big. And I was trying to figure out why last week my pen felt a little weird. And it's because the exact size of the piece was wrong. So that's why it seems a little bit strained or thin in some areas. Okay. So I'm going to resize that, and now I can record. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now we're doing it, man. So yeah, I am looking forward to playing games this winter. It's when I usually play games. I don't play a lot of games during the summer, you know? There's something about it. I don't know why. The summer for me is for work. I am so energized in the summer that I'm like ready to go every day. Want to get projects done, want to be productive. You know, sleeping 4 hours a night feels like a full night's rest. But then that winter hits, man. That winter hits and you're just tired. You gotta relax. You gotta conserve a little bit of energy. Unless you live somewhere that isn't Canada and cold as shit. And then I imagine it's actually probably okay. So, a D&D group, we met on a Mass Effect community stream over the years, and we shared a similar taste. You know, Sabine, that's an amazing story, because I hear that every once in a while, and that seems to be one of the best places to find D&D players. So like occasionally, Sabine, or very rarely, somebody will say to me something along the lines of, "Oh, great and mighty streamer of D&D." And I say, "Yes, that is me. Welcome." They say, "I have a problem. I cannot find a D&D game online. How does one find a D&D group online?" And I say, "Young one, come sit as I tell you the secret tales of how to find a D&D group online." And what I always say is that in my opinion, the best place to find a D&D group online, the best place to find a D&D group online is actually in something non-D&D related. So if you can find some kind of a community, let's say your main interest is Battletech. You like an old man RPG and miniatures game from the 80s that you have to be gray, beard, and balding to enjoy. A game that I adore, and I've adored since I was a kid, since 1995 when I played the very first MechWarrior game that I got access to, MechWarrior 2, on the IBM Windows 95 computer. I love Battletech. I love people who love Battletech. I love the whole thing about it. And because of that, a D&D group that plays Battletech as well and enjoys Battletech would probably have similar interests. Mind you, if I was going to find a group of D&D players on, let's say, the Genshin forums, I probably wouldn't get along with their way of, you know, playing D&D all that well. But whatever you are into, the best way to, I think, find a D&D group that can sort of like fulfill the demands that you have would be to find them from some other hobby, some other interest, let's just say. That way, you know that there's a certain like level of connection, a certain understanding of what it is you guys like about stories, fantasy, science fiction, whatever it is. So I think that's perfect. You find your group from Mass Effect community, excellent. Warhammer, Genshin, whatever it is. Theater club. Those are for me are the best groups. That's how you find the best longest term friendships and players and stuff, is from groups of friends that are interested in a similar hobby. So definitely think that's the best way to do it. Best way to find a D&D group is open up your friggin' schedule so you're available some other time other than Sunday after Saturday. Wait, Sunday? Oh shit. From 3 to 5 twice a month. Yes. I agree. I had a chance to meet some local like friends of friends at the convention or market convention thingy over the weekend, and the idea was floated about starting a D&D group, right? And I thought to myself, damn, you know, starting a D&D group with people in person, I bet that's kind of wild, but that's kind of fun, you know? Right? Like you play D&D in person like you did when you were in high school. That sounds cool. And then I immediately got anxious at the thought of having to be somewhere physically. And I realized that online D&D has ruined me. Online D&D has completely spoiled me. It's ruined me. I don't want to do anything besides online D&D now. Oh God, I'm a mess, man. I gotta find an IRL group then. My discomfort with the idea is is telling. It means that I need to go get out and play some D&D IRL. You know? That or do what seems to be the new thing for people my age to do. Just have some kids and play D&D with them. I know like multiple couples that do that. They're like, we have family D&D night. Damn, bro. You just make the schedule, then everybody shows up to it. Let's go, dude. That's apparently the play. Battletech was a fun game, Moose. I agree. For winter, one of my friends and I are working on a pretty big project for Minecraft, that being a whole nation for the next season of a 1,000-player civilization experiment series made by the YouTuber Ish. Oh, really? Oh, is that the thing where they did it was like a limited finite resource like thing and a small little block, kind of like chunk, and then people they started like forming clans and shit. And there was like the dwarves and the merchants and stuff, or was that a different sort of like series experiment thing? I'd be thinking of a different one, but I'm familiar with the idea of the experiment. That's really 1,000 people. That's a great idea. Actually, I love that. That's a big project too. Congratulations. That's really cool. You know, there is something about the winter that I do tend to want to build bases in Minecraft. Ella and I get our like nesting instinct kicking in during the winter. You know, instead of having to go out and get firewood and canned fruit and shit and whatever else you do in the winter, I want to go build castles, and she wants to dig mines and hoard diamonds, and I want to build walls and shit. And we don't know why. We just do that shit during the winter. So at some point in time, probably in and or around the Christmas season, we will likely play and start up a Minecraft game for a couple weeks anyway. It'd be nice if we could figure out a way to run a Minecraft game not like locally, so that like I don't have to, because the problem is if she wants to play, I have to be on and like open the game and stuff, but sometimes I'm doing stuff, you know. I don't know, I thought about trying to figure out a server or whatever and starting a guild server for our Discord or for, you know, friend group or something like that. I don't know, man. Do you feel the last time I opened up a realm, I was surprised as to how many of my friends would just grief it. So maybe a public thing is a great idea, even if you think you know people, dude. I don't know all the tools and shit to prevent any of that stuff from happening. I'm not a experienced Minecraft server hoster or anything like that. So I don't know shit, bro. I don't know shit. You check the website that I use to run a free server on is still a thing. Ooh. You got a free server website? All right. All right. I wonder what the myriad of catches could possibly be for a free server. That's the question. I don't mind paying for a server for a little while. Like, I can't imagine server hosting is that expensive. Like, where's the place or the service or service that people go to for like Minecraft server hosting? Because as far as I knew, Mojang's official server hosting thing, Realms, did not have, and correct me if I'm wrong, but did not have the ability to add mods server wide and stuff, right? You had to basically just play the base game, which I don't think that's my jam. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't like, so I like a lot of mods, but I like a lot of experiential mods and not block mods. So there's a texture pack that I like building with that I've built ever since I started playing Minecraft, like what, fucking 15 years ago or some shit. I don't remember when it came out. And I don't like playing with other texture packs. And so the problem is I don't like playing with a lot of mods that add a bunch of new blocks and stuff, because then the world just looks like shit in my opinion. I can't have that. For me, it's about aesthetics. I'm pretending to be an artist. I'm playing at an artist. You know what I do when I play Minecraft? I play Minecraft and call myself a sculptor the same way miniature painters call themselves artists. I'm sorry, that's going to lose me friends. I'm just kidding. Relax, guys. Relax. Relax. As of now, we're pretty much done with the leadership structure for the nation, but we are currently not even close to being done with around 90% of the rest of the things for the project. Fair enough. It's a big project though, right? Now, troubleshooting with making artillery. Holy shit. We got a whole conflict going on. Damn, bro. All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I see you. I understand. Y'all not messing around on this experiment. No, taking it seriously. And I respect it. Yeah, Minecraft Wars. Let's go, boo. Let's go. Okay. I mean, whatever games I play during the winter, I will probably play. I usually play more. So, Minecraft, or you know what I used to do? I used to, when I was like younger, in my like 20s and so, not even like a teenager, like not young enough for this to not be embarrassing, but like, you know, in my like 20s, even in my 30s, I would always play Pokemon in the winter. I don't know why. I'd always start up a new Pokemon game. I'd play through whatever. And since I don't have a Switch 2, can't really play Legends Za, because I ain't playing that game on a Switch 1. Oh my god, it looks like crap. And I'm also not buying a Switch 2 because I don't know. The Switch 2 is expensive and I don't have enough titles on it. Like, I would like a Switch 2, but I don't have enough titles to make it like to justify it yet over a Switch 1. So I'll not be playing any new Pokemon games, unfortunately. Not sure if you can add server-side mods to it, but the site I use is Minehut. Minehut, okay. I've heard of that before, actually. Is that the free one, or is that a paid service thing? I'm guessing you can add like proper modding and stuff like that to that, right? To Minehut. Because I was thinking about doing like a guild base building competition, like a Dragon's Claim base building competition, where we get like, I outline like plots and stuff or whatever, and it'll be a survival base building competition. And I give everyone like 1 month to build the dopest medieval themed base. And then, I don't know, make like some store credit, get like gift cards as prizes and stuff like that and whatever or something. I don't know. I'd be prepared to teach our science department of engineering to mass build this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole other thing, isn't it? That's free one, but I don't know if there's a paid version. It's been a few years. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm fine paying for it or whatever. It's just, I just don't know how to set it all up, you know. It's been a long time since I did anything Minecraft, like, besides just Ella and I playing together on our own, you know. Your thoughts on GameCube, aka the Steam Machine? I don't know much about it, but it doesn't seem like it's for me, to be honest. I watched the reveal, and without knowing anything about specs and prices and stuff, it's an interesting idea to make PC gaming more ubiquitous. I think it's great, like that. I don't know anything about the Steam Machine, how powerful it is. It seems like people like received it pretty well, but for me, it's I've never been interested in not having the top end. Like it seems like a lot of these things are trying to solve the problem of price point for some people, and that's not an issue for me. And that's not like some bougie, like, oh, I'm so rich so I can afford the best tech no matter what. It's more of a, because my career, my job requires me to have the cutting edge, sometimes the bleeding edge of computer technology. I also get to reap the benefits of that for my gaming like hobby. So I've never thought of, looked at, cared about any budget friendly entry level, whatever PC type stuff. So it's absolutely not something that I'm ever going to consider or look at for me. But as far as an overall thing for the games, for the games industry, I think it's probably a great idea. You know, I think that the way the console and the time of the console is slowly dying, and the sort of universality of the PC is going to be the future in a lot of ways. So Steam Machine helps do that for people and helps make it more affordable and able to, you know, jump into. Then sure, that's awesome, like amazing. But I don't have many thoughts on it because I'm not personally invested in it in any way. I will still buy a PC with a like right now I'm looking at upgrading my GPU simply for my stream. I don't have a single game that I'm playing that is limited by my 3080 Ti, but I'm going to move up to a 5090 at some point in time in the next couple of months here, hopefully, because it's impacting my stream. So I can't create a document that's too big. This thing is, or on Photoshop, a file document. This file is only like, it's pretty small actually. It is 6,400 pixels by 3,600 pixels. It's not huge. If I'm painting on something closer to 4 times the size of that, closer to 20K by, 10K or so. And if I have a big painting like that I'm working on, I can't stream at the same time. And I can also, if I am working on something like this on Photoshop and I am streaming, I can't multi-stream to more than just Twitch and YouTube because it crashes and just the VRAM in my GPU isn't good enough. So I get the benefit of getting the best graphics card for gaming, but just because I need it for work, and I would happily not buy the top of the line GPU, but for this generation of cards, it's a bit different because NVIDIA is doing more of the AI frame, whatever acceleration shit, man, which unfortunately all that stuff might work for games, but it doesn't actually work for like hard rendering and like horsepower hungry tasks like streaming. So love the gaming streamer. Covered Steam OS and all AMD hardware for the CPU, GPU will be my move, so I can still sideload Windows for work. Sure, yeah. I mean, it sounds like a great plan if it's powerful enough. Yeah, But I heard the price is most powerful version of the console is like around $700 and can run most great looking Steam games around 60 FPS, 4K, excluding the super ultra high end stuff like Black Myth. I mean, if that's the case, like the thing is though, right now is the time for it, because being very honest, I don't think that the era of AAA gaming is in full swing, right? Like most games that people are playing, what are the top games on Steam charts? Does it say right now? I'd be curious to go into like maybe Twitch would be the better way to do it. Okay, so top games by current players. So obviously it's Steam, so it's a little bit biased, but CS2 doesn't require an insane. It is kind of AAA. I don't know. It's like AA or whatever. Dota 2, big boy game. That's exclusion there. PUBG. I don't think it's considered AAA. Arc Raiders, I don't know anything about this. I know it's new, but Battlefield 6 is a big game. Apex is a big game. Rust is not. Fucking Wallpaper Engine. Bongo Cat, Delta Force. I thought there'd be more like indie titles. I mean, maybe if I go to Twitch. What are the most played games right now? No, these are people I follow. I just want to see game. No, browse. There we go. Games. Okay, so people are playing like Tarkov and shit, Dota 2, Arc Raiders, League, Aeon 2. Wait, this is out right now? Oh shit, man. Aeon 2 is out. Oh, I gotta try that. I played Aeon for a while. Anyway. A lot of the biggest games here are not like the giant fucking like massive, brand new cutting edge AAA games that would require a lot of like processing and shit. It's like stuff like World of Warcraft is a very like not hungry, or hold on, start by high to low. Is a very non-hungry or resource hungry game anymore. I don't think Fortnite is anymore. But a lot of these big games here, a lot of the big titles are either like more independent stuff like PoE and shit like that, or they're games that are a little bit older and stuff like I mean, Silksong was a big deal a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I think that Megabonk is still holding on, man. Fucking OSRS over here, man. So yeah, I think that a lot of the having more entry level friendly sort of like hardware, now is the time to do it. During the PS3 era and PS4 early PS4 era, when the big boy games were kind of it, I think that definitely people kind of just wanted to get the most powerful thing out there, and fair enough, because they needed it. But now it seems like there's not that many titles that are the exciting top of the industry stuff that are that demanding of it. So having an entry level like Steam machine that could have, you know, a little bit be on the more affordable end, but maybe not the most powerful hardware out there. But does it need to have it? Probably not. You know, it's probably pretty cool right now to, you know, be investing into PC gaming. Fell off in late 2010s? Yeah, around there, I think. Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't like in the PS3 era, in like the early 2010s, where if you wanted to play games, you were playing AAA titles, and you need that crisis level PC. But yeah, I'm curious to see Samurai what the Steam OS is going to be like, you know, for other use, not just for the games and stuff. Give me one sec real quick. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Holy fuck. I just spilled water on my, oh my God. On my audio interface. Fuck. Give me 1 second. All right. Does my microphone work? Or did I just destroy my sound interface thingy? Oh God. Puppy, here. Hi, Yuna. Hi. It works. It works. I brought Una for luck, so good girl. Good girl. Why do you want down so bad? Oh, you want your fucking bed. Okay. Okay, gremlin. Okay. All right, good luck, puppy. Where are my gloves? Oh no, there's still ice on my desk. Shit. Shit. Well, there goes a good chunk of my electrolyte today. Oh, that's fine. Dude, I've been drinking so much water and chugging electrolytes recently. Holy fucks, made me feel better. The goblin does not want to be held. No, she does not. The Relician feathered goblin monkey wants nothing to do with me. So, all right. She's laziest because the outside is cold. Well, listen, it's always cold. She's gonna have to get over it. If she can't get over it, we'll just have to get a new dog. Yep. We'll trade her in, Ella, for a new model. I'm also contemplating, by the way, doing like a limited, like one-of-one artifact in the Eldar trading cards. I haven't done the artifacts yet. That is just a sketch of Una. I've contemplated it, just so you guys know. I know it's a dumb idea, but I've contemplated it nevertheless. So we might have to do a Una drawing stream, drawing her as a Relician feathered goblin monkey, which I need to do the base artifact Relician feathered goblin monkey anyway. So, what do you mean wait? What do you mean, Ella? What if we had a card that is a Polaroid of Una? I don't think Polaroids last that long. And the cards need to be archival. So if you can find me proof that Polaroids will last for at least 500 years, then I'll do it. I know we could do a jersey card, you're right. All right, do your research. If they're not, like, museum grade archival, then we can't do it. That or it'll be kind of like an artistic statement. The card, we know the card will fade in time. Or it will represent the temporal frivolousness of life itself. Dissipating over time and disappearing into the ether. A statement of human consciousness in this vast world or some shit. In-game, you can design a card that is a painting of an easel showing a painting of Una. That's true. That's fair, actually. That's entirely and completely true and could be done. Will it be done? We'll just have to see, man. We'll have to all wait and see, Atari. That's what we'll all do, okay? All of us will all wait and see. Okay? She's just another species of goblin monkey. Oh, okay. Oh, the Relician terrier. I mean, I could. Like, the thing is, Una has this thing where she does what I refer to as a crumb sit. So you know most dogs are supposed to sit like, I don't know, like, kind of like cats and shit, right? Right? Like their feet are up like this. Una has this habit of sitting like, they sit on their feet, not on their butt, right? Una has this weird sit where she'll like extend her leg out and sit on her butt with her little paunch belly sticking out. And then she'll have like one leg over here and like one leg kind of propped up on her other one or whatever, or like behind, you know, kind of like Salacious Crumb. And she sits straight on her ass like that. You know, hold on. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Okay, hold on. I don't care. I'm just gonna find a picture of this shit. Where is the crumb set? That's Yuna asleep. This is a photo that Ella thought was very important to take of Yuna and I when we were setting up our Christmas decorations, just so you know. Yuna in Santa hat. Okay, hold on, let me find this shit. Yuna crumb sitting on ass all weird. Those are videos from TikTok. That's Yuna asleep. Oh, okay, this here, right there. She's like sitting on her ass with her legs like sprawled out. Okay? It's not as good from the front, but you can kind of get an idea of how she doesn't sit like a normal dog. Okay? She absolutely sits like a Relician feather goblin monkey. There are better photos of it. I can find better photos. I have taken better photos that I thought were especially stupid. But that's an example of like what we're dealing with here.
Didn't see
that's
that
it. Jesus.
Coming, did you?
Mel, hi. What the fuck,
All
dude?
Members of the Dragon's Claim. I speak to you from the cozy office of my apartment.
Hello.
I hide from evil corporate audit people. How are you all doing? Smile.
Better with you here. Holy shit, Mel. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, dude. What the fuck, man? Thank you, Mel. I appreciate that. It's very generous of you. God damn, bro. Mel, I'm looking for pictures of Eunice sitting dumb. What's up, dude? Hope that the warmth and coziness of the home office is treating you well on this cold winter Christmas day. Why Christmas? Because it's November, and Ella decided. Okay, I think I'd have to go too deep into the. I mean, here's kind of one of Ultra Floof.
Does Yuna imitate heaven?
You know, ask Ella. Why are you asking me? So you can see her feet are kind of like splayed out, and she's sitting on her butt. But that's Ultra Floof Yuna from last year. So, coincidentally, right before my second favorite photo of Yuna from last year. Concerned Unit in Pumpkin. Anyway, I don't have any examples of it, alright? You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Okay?
Of course, Evan. Gotta support my buddy and give bits for treats for the pupper. Also, good
Stop
news,
it!
everyone.
Yes.
I have only one recording left for my extra secret game. Greater
Oh,
than
fuck yeah,
YG is
dude.
Right. It is officially Christmas.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Congratulations, Mel. That sounds dope, man. Glad you're getting after it and getting the game project finished. Can't wait until it's like ready to show to the world. I'm proud of you, Mel. You're doing amazing work. Thank you for the bits, bro. She is not that cute, Salesian. Don't gaslight. No. I am convinced that I have an ugly dog. You know how I was talking with somebody about this at the market. You know how nobody knows if they have an ugly baby? Like I have someone in my family that just had a baby. They have an ugly ass baby. Okay? They got a fucking foot for a baby. Like, that is an ugly little piece of shit. Love it, but it's an ugly baby. And they don't know because they're its parents. And so they think their baby is cute, as they should. I think my dog's probably ugly. I just think she's cute.
The only
You know?
problem, though, I have to figure out
What
an
is it?
extra hard big battle because I
Ooh.
chose 4 players that know how to break systems like it's nothing pop.
Oh, well, that's easy. You just balance on the fly and make sure they at least one player dies. What? What are we worried about here? Wait, you're not. Wait. You're not thinking about trying to make this fair, are you, Mel? Yeah, hold up, bro. You're not trying to make this fair. What the hell? All right, well, you know, good luck, I guess. Thank you, 100 bits, Bill. I appreciate it. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I don't know, Sleaze. I don't know if she is cute or not. I think she might be actually a really ugly dog, like a Brussels Griffin kind of ugly dog, or like a pug or some shit like that. Or no, pugs are cute. French bulldogs are the ugly ones. Yeah, there you go. But I just don't know that, you know.
Spoiler alert.
So
the characters are dead already as they are in the afterlife.
damn
But
it.
I got some tricks up my sleeve. Insert
You're
evil
still gonna
laugh
TPK
here.
them, right? Okay, good. Okay, you're still gonna TPK them, right? All right, I'll trust you. Don't let me down on this one, Mel. Don't let me down. The ugly ass baby hypothesis is probably the most common thing to happen to anybody in the world. Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And like I can't tell them, hey man, you got an ugly baby, because like they don't want to hear that. Like no parent wants to hear that, obviously. But they think their baby's cute, and that's good. Thank God they do. I'm sure it'll grow out of it. Listen, every baby grows out of it. We hope. And if they don't, that's how a new League of Legends player is born, or so they say. We have a cute dog. I say that not because I think she's cute. I'll say because when I take her out of the house, I get people telling me she is cute. Also squealing at her. All right. Well, the thing is, Ella, I will admit that Yuna is cute objectively and that it's a true fact if she gets one TikTok video that gets more than 10,000 views. But if 10,000 people on the internet don't think she's cute, then she's clearly an ugly ass little rat goblin and has no teddy bear like qualities that you think. Okay? All right. I believe we've reached an accord. I believe we have a proper metric now for measurement. I think she is at least with the floof. You see, I prefer her in full rat mode, Selesian, because the floof is nice, but the floof is also much harder to maintain and it's more uncomfortable for her. So she loves being ratted, so she doesn't overheat. Floofing is okay during the winter. Like she will become an unnatural amount of floof as the winter progresses. All right, this by the end of this winter, she's not getting another full hair like trim or cut or anything like that until probably April when it warms up, so that she can survive the deep freeze in January, February. So knowing that, she will become even floofier, going far past the teddy bear stage, all the way to the dog mop stage. But she and I will both be looking forward to very muchly her ratification in the summer. All the like family that we have hate it. They're like, why would you cut her hair so short? She was so cute. I'm like, because it's like 33 degrees outside. Holy shit. You can cook an egg on the sidewalk and you want my dog to have 3 pounds of extra hair? Are you crazy? It's a survival thing for her, all right? For this Christmas, should I A, buy a large amount of miniatures instead of building my backlog, or B, buy a large amount of miniatures instead of building my backlog? Oh God. I think you need to be responsible, okay? It is absolutely unforgivably irresponsible to have an unbuilt backlog that is taken out of the package. So long as you leave your backlog either in the box and package, or it's at least built and not painted, I think you have to buy more miniatures. I think it is not just have to, it is morally required to buy more miniatures. Okay? That's important. That or Lego. I don't know. I've had the weird desire to build Lego recently. I don't know why. No clue. Don't even know where that shit came from, but here we are. So, gotta figure out what to do with that emotion. And the answer no is not to buy Lego. Because I don't have any room for Lego. I'm already trying to think about downsizing, purging my house all the way down in the amount of shit that I own. Now miniatures, now those are tiny, bro. I could fit a couple Vindicator Dreadnought or Vindicator. Venerable Dreadnoughts in there for my knights. I'm thinking of making my own homebrew Space Marine chapter. I'm thinking about doing it, man. That might be my modeling project. Okay. Ooh, she got them braids looking good. She got them braids looking good, dude. We gotta do some cool Novalian hair ornamentation, though. With basically cosplayers' nightmares.
Guild fees paid.
Rob, what's up, dude? Hello, man. How you doing, Rob? What's good, homie? How you been? Thanks for the fucking tier 2, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. That's very nice. So thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored that you've paid your guild fees, even though the guild hall has been closed for weeks trying to clean up the mess that the necromancers left. Holy God. Remind me to never allow another necromancer to join the guild. You guys, like, don't know how to use paper towels after your rituals. Like, there is ichor and candle wax everywhere. It's like a fucking Critical Role episode in there, okay? Holy. The amount of eldritch goo and tentacle parts that are on the ground. You guys need to chill out, man. It's upsetting. It's bothersome. But the guild hall will reopen soon. Because I can get some clerics in to fucking purify it. That or I might just mop the whole thing with holy water and hope it does the trick. We'll see. One of the ways. How was the event? The event was great, Selesian. I sold more art than I thought I would. Ella sold as many dice as she thought she would, which was a lot. So Ella doesn't have any more dice. I did not have any time to finish any trading cards. So I was gonna initially have like, so first edition stuff I want to keep just for our guild and not bring to any events. And there's still a little bit of first edition stuff left. I think there's like maybe 10 or 15% of the print run left online. But the second edition stuff I really wanted to have developed for markets and events. And so I was going to see if I could maybe do a small run of second edition stuff, just like while I'm doing the whole first edition thing. But that would require me to do an unlimited edition, which I didn't want to do. So I didn't get that done. So I didn't get to test the cards at the market at all. But I sold a lot of art. Yeah, I mean, I sold a lot of prints. I sold, I don't know. It was cool. I was not expecting so many people to be interested in buying art for a Christmas market. Right? Seemed like a lot of people were shopping for themselves, though, with the Christmas market, to be fair. So, you know, but it was very good. I hope your market, because you said you had to market the same weekend, right, Selesian? I hope yours went well as well. Or was that next weekend or coming up? I don't remember. I'm sorry. Dates are a little fuzzy with me right now for things, so I don't remember when we talked about it. But yeah, it was great. Lots of art sold, lots of cool things done. I don't have many prints left of my original legacy prints. And I'm thinking about doing... Should we print the Emporium today? I was going to try something. Hold on. I had a dumb idea. Will you guys let me do something dumb for a second here? I wanted to try doing a limited edition run of the Emporium. I want to see if it scales up nicely. But I really wanted to do... Oh my god, it scales perfectly as 17 by 22. Oh my god, it scales perfectly. Holy shit. I wanted to do some like formal sort of cold press Emporiums as like a very limited poster series. This is a really dumb idea, and no one's gonna want any, but I still thought about doing it anyway because shut up. Hold up. How well does that scale to 17 by 22? How are we doing here? I'll have to change the cropping of it a little bit to fit exactly 17 by 22. That's okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, it fits so perfectly. Wait, hold on. Oops. Like, doing a formal limited edition of the Emporium is a stupid idea, right? Like, I saw Steph is getting one of the prints framed, the dragon. Do Oh, it's so majestic though, isn't it? He's so regal. Okay, I might have to do this later. We might print this off today while I'm live. I might do that midstream. Just make some, dude. I have so much ink right now that I can like print stuff for fun, just trying stuff out. I might do some big prints, some big limited fancy whatever prints, just for whatever. I don't know, because I can and I want to have fun with my new printer as well. Listen, bro, I bought a $2,500 printer for a reason. And that reason was to do dumb shit. It perfectly, exactly, right? Do you guys think of me owing you guys some money? I'll DM you guys about that. For dice, what? If you've been talking with Ella about some stuff, I'm out of the loop. Yeah, I'm helping Ella with like, so the advent calendar, she said she's basically got it all down herself this time around. She doesn't need any help with it. The only thing I'm doing for her this year is I'm making a fancy little dumb Eldar trading card game promo pack thingy of Blackwood dice related cards. That's going to be a silly little idea, but whatever. Yeah. But I don't know what's going on with like I have no idea who ordered calendars or how many she's got to make right now. She's just finishing them off and getting ready to ship this week. For the last of them, so she's working hard, man. She's been putting in the hours. And like I've been saying, she's been a little under the weather recently, so it's been tough for her to, you know, find time in the late hours. But she's a trooper, man. She's kind of a stud like that. All right. Hair, jewelry, ornamentation. Maybe complete. Iron Eye, what's up? Thanks for popping by in, dude. What's up? What's good? Good to see you. This looks good. Okay, all right. What was I worried about? Good enough. Navalian hair ornamentation designs. They're fine. Look at that, man. Look at how just nicely it fits in there. Even Astral Knights care about looking decent. Even Astral Knights. So we'll do a little clip and then do the chain thingy that goes back to the bun. And hanging down with some other little hair ornaments, jewelry, things, whatever. Yeah, man. We should be able to finish this piece today, hopefully. Need to move that over there and pop it in right there. Okay, cool. Let's do some cool elvish ear. She's not an elf, but still elvish ear designs. I'm some lowly Night Rain fan. I found your next Night Rain, lowly Night Rains. Nothing lowly about it. Do you take commissions? So my commissions are like my formal commissions, the big projects, like big $1,000 paintings and stuff. Those are shut down for a while because I just have too long of a wait list. But I do take coffee requests. So request style commissions, if you're familiar with like Skeb, I do take coffee requests. I try and have like about 5 or so slots open for portraits every single month. So if you wanted a request style commission, you are more than welcome to go over there and drop a request, but that is like a new design and there's no revisions. And so it's like more affordable, but less involved. And if you're happy with that, then great. But if you wanted a big formal commission where we work together over a couple of weeks and build the design, whatnot, and do that whole process, that's way more expensive, but that's what you wanted. That is unfortunately closed for the foreseeable future until at least next year. So commissions are open on coffee for a very certain type of commission that is not necessarily what everybody wants. So that's all I can do, though. I'm unfortunately way too booked and way too busy to have my large list open. So I apologize if that's what you're looking for. Big fan of the short elf ears. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind, like, for Eldar and elves, they're a little bit longer. Obviously, the like Warcrafty elves are a little bit of a theme for Warcraft, but these ones are like these ones are, you know, they're doing all right. They put their work in, even though they're short little stubbies. I think they still sell the image of the otherworldly elvish figure, Silesian. I think you are absolutely on point with that. And Iron, or thanks for the follow, dude. Appreciate that. Where is that recording? It is. Okay, cool. All right. Sick. I like lost a bunch of my recordings when I moved everything over. I don't know why. So that's why I haven't posted videos in a while. So I'm trying to build a little backlog up of recorded videos that I can use for, or recorded processes that I can use for videos for the next little while. That's kind of been the thing on my mind for a little bit. And I think after this character is done and we have a couple more videos, I can kind of get back into the swing of things properly. Because I've been out of it for a little while. I'll admittedly say I've been a little, not lazy, but just not as involved with the process videos as I'd like to be. And it's not because I hit my goals this year for videos and then just decide to chill, even though that's what it looks like almost exactly. That is not the case. All right. I did want to post videos every single day next year, so I'm going to ramp up in the... I might do a video editing like afternoon once a week or something like that, and then not have to make videos every single day. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it process-wise, so... Find your next because you bought expensive plastic. You'll see later. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. All right, sick, man. Okay. That's fine, I guess. It's like a whole thing with like trying to figure out the level of shadows and stuff. Oh, I was going to make that into a macro on my Stream Deck. I forgot. I think I'm going to steal Ella's Stream Deck and spend some time making macros for Photoshop to make some of the process things a little bit easier. Less tool selections and stuff. But I got to get some resources on how to do that properly. Damn it. There's like always 3 things that I remember during a stream that I was going to do. Hold on, let me write this down, actually. I don't have my notepad here. Never mind. Never mind. That was a dead idea. It's 500 hours in 6 months. Too much playtime for just Stellaris. You know, in a different part of my life, 500 hours in 6 months wouldn't have been that bad. Because that's what 6 months is how many days ish? It's about like what, 180 something days. So 180 days times 24 hours is 4,320. You know, 500 by, so that's only 11% of all of the last 6 months playing Stellaris alone. That's fine. You know, my cutoff point when I was like playing a lot of games is if I was playing a game for more than 20% of total time, that was an issue for me. Okay, but 11%, that's pretty good, honestly. You can get a lot of stuff done in your day with that. That's totally fine. Hell yeah. Now I don't think I can make that fly. I've got too much stuff to do with Eldara projects. But if I'm in a gaming mood and I have the time for that, oh my god. Let's go, dude. That's perfectly acceptable. What are we worried about? I mean, come on. How long did we all play on like Baldur's Gate in the first couple months or whatever? Every time a game comes out, people go degen mode. It's fine, but then people want to play an older game that's not a brand new release in degen mode, and it's like an issue. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Who are we? Who are we really? What are we saying? What are we doing here? You know? Oh, notepad. Actually, good point. You know, normally, Salesian, I would have said something like, I'm trying not to use my phone because I like my physical notepad, but I took a shit ton of notes at the convention. Like Large Scale Emporium that I need to move to my regular notepad. Stream deck macros. Sick. That or I could just get the big stream deck, but that's like probably hundreds of dollars that I don't need to spend. If Ella has a stream deck, she's not really using that much over there. We could just stack them together, you know, like a happy little stream deck empire. Worst thing is I haven't even finished a full game of it. Okay, maybe that is a problem. That might be a problem. Yeah, all right. All right, I'm listen, I'm trying my best here. I'm trying for you, but that might be an issue. Yeah, that might be a problem. I'm not sure, man. No, I like my physical notebooks, Legion. It's nice to have like one of my biggest tools for focus is my physical notepad. Whenever I'm doing like bouts of dedicated work and I'm trying not to get distracted during it, I find that having a notepad that I can write ideas down on quickly that I can like let my brain let go of, you know, is a big help for me. So I use mine a lot. Do I have perhaps my brush that I was using? Oh, I do. Oh, man. A Van Bull prepared. Okay, hold on. New layer. We need to do some new layer. I'm realizing. Holy man. On point, actually. Okay. There's that one. And then we've got a big one that goes to the back. Nope. It's going to have to be the right swoop. You know what? I'm actually going to do it this way. There we go. Okay, there's that one. And what else? We've got on a different layer. It's going to be annoying, but... Oh, wait. Let me do these ones first, actually, and then I'll... merge these down. And then we'll go to a new layer. Actually, let me do this on a new layer, or a different layer, and I'll just hide it. Let's do that. I don't want it to be perfectly straight. And then I wanted to do another small one. Like that. Okay, so we'll hide those ones. And then we can just work on these ones. Ooh, sometimes it works, man. Sometimes it works. That makes sense. I do physical notes for D&D. You know, it's so weird the amount of people I heard over the weekend, or I hear at like markets and conventions, say, oh my gosh, I love dice, but I can't use them because we play online. And every time I'm like, dude, what? Dude, what? It's always the same, like, not complaint, but like, well, kind of complaint. It's always the same issue that people have. They always say something along the lines of, you know, I play D&D online, so I can't use physical dice. And I say something along the lines of, I play online and I use physical dice. And I'm followed up with, oh, but I don't want to have or set up a dice camera. And I'm like, I don't use a dice camera with my players. They just tell me what they roll. Like I say, what'd you get? And then they tell me what their roll was, you know? And then what's so weird to me, tell me if this is me being off base here, but this is so weird to me. People will then follow that up by saying something along the lines of, oh, I could never do that. People would just cheat. And I don't know how to nicely say, if you're playing with people that you're worried about cheating with, maybe you shouldn't be fucking playing with them. Like, you know, I have a non-popular opinion about that. That goes something like, if somebody is so desperate for a W in life that they need to cheat in their D&D game, just give them the W. Give them the W, or maybe they're not somebody you want to play D&D with, you know? Maybe they either, if they're a homie and they're having so much trouble that they need that win, let him be the hero for a second. Just let him get one by once in a while. They're clearly not in a good spot if they're trying to cheat in fucking D&D. Now, if they're doing it maliciously, then you should probably find a new fucking friend. But yeah, I've never related to the idea of like, oh, well, you can't play online with dice because my friend Jamie will cheat. Sounds like your friend Jamie isn't much of a friend at all, if you ask me. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit naive about that. Maybe the epidemic of cheating D&D players is so vast that I'm undervaluing the hard work DMs have to put in to keep their game's sanctity in order, so that the D&D points earned can go towards proper worthy players. But honestly, I don't worry about that with people I play with, because if I ever am like concerned that somebody's fucking cheating, then I made a mistake. It's my fault. If I'm worried somebody in my table is cheating, it's my fault, because it means that I didn't do the due diligence of trying to figure out if they're a piece of shit or not before I agreed to play D&D with them. Now, the downside is I don't play D&D with a lot of people. Because I don't like playing D&D with people I don't really know that well. Unless I'm getting paid to do it, I don't really want my first interaction with somebody to be playing D&D with them. When I'm playing D&D in a friend's game or whatever, like on Ash's game, and it's like, hey, I want to invite my friend like so and so. They're pretty cool. I'm like, fair enough. You know, it's your D&D game. You tell me who we're playing with, and I'll happily play with them. But nah, man. I don't get it. Just play with your physical dice online. Stop whining. Stop whining. I don't want to hear it. Been shoved into that recently. My online group swapped DMs. That DM insists we roll on D&D Beyond. But we used to play like that too. We're just trusted the rolls. Well, because like the other thing is like I prefer using a physical character sheet. I want physical character sheet, physical notes, and physical dice. The only thing I use a VTT for is for having a miniature table of models that we can move around and see where everybody is. But when I say, Now, I will admit that there is a charm to the dice because, like online, because when you're rolling online or having a dice camera, that's not to do with cheating. And so there is a reason for it. And I'll say that the reason why you might want to do that, Kiki Board, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. The reason why, in my opinion, you might want to use a dice cam if you're using dice, or use the online D&D Beyond dice or Roll20 dice or whatever you're using, is there is an added sense of drama for that moment of like, okay, man, you got a +3 persuasion. You got to hit a, this is the DC 20. You got to hit a 17 or higher. Ooh, what do we do? And then you roll the dice and everyone looks and you see, 19, everyone loses their fucking mind and you all know at the same time. That's fun. I'll admit that's fun. Okay. So if you like that drama, fine, roll online or have a dice camera. All right. Sure. Whatever, dog. But if I'm being honest, I much prefer using physical dice. I much prefer using physical everything for D&D. So, misusing my dice don't like the implication that I cheat. I know, right? Like, it just seems so weird. It seems so fucking weird that the concern, the deep concern people have that you're cheating in your Dungeons and Dragons game. Like, chill, man. Fucking chill. I don't know. We all have met that player, that person that's so desperate to win that Imagination Dragon game. And I feel like if you're still playing with that person. But then again, I've always been okay with the fact that my least popular opinion when it comes to D&D is that D&D is not a game where you learn social skills. It's a game that requires social skills. And if you don't like the people you play D&D with, there's no solution better than stop fucking playing D&D with them. The amount of Reddit, r/D&D advice. What do I do? My player wanted to kill the kids in the camp and I find that repulsive and everyone's uncomfortable now and my D&D group's weird. What do we do? And to me, I'm like, sounds like you just kicked that player out. Oh, we can't kick him out. He's the brother of our friend's sister's mom's kid. And then that's an issue because then it makes piano practice awkward on Thursdays. I mean, these things happen. It's okay. It's okay to be able to say to someone hey, man, love hanging out with you. You're the best. We're such good friends. Fucking can't stand playing D&D with you, dog. That's okay. You can say that to people, You're allowed to say that to people, I think. It's encouraged to say that to people. Maybe in a nicer way, but you know what I mean, right? In fact, here in Finland, we have a sport called wife carrying competitions. I've seen that shit. A group of guys race their wives their back, and the winner gets their wife's weight in beer. I have seen that shit on the internet, dude. I have seen it. What do you think I'm training so hard for? What do you think? Come on, man. What do you think I'm climbing up mountains for? Mostly because when I go hiking, I have to carry my asthmatic wife's ass up the mountain. But wife carrying competition could be good too, Not that I drink a lot of beer these days, but it'd still be cool to say I won. That'd be a weird trip. A lot of games with the DM just has them roll online because it's easier. D&D Beyond does all the math for you automatically, I believe. I know some paid DMs ask everyone to roll online where they don't know anyone. I mean, sure, whatever. That's fine if you're worried. If somebody's paying me to play D&D for them or to run D&D for them, and they want to cheat the rolls, it's okay, whatever, man. Fucking, I mean, sure, you're paying. If you want to turn creative mode on in Minecraft when nobody's looking, you're the only one that knows that your base wasn't legit. You're the only one that knows that your story wasn't legit. And if you're paying me to run D&D for you and your friends, fine, whatever, I don't care. But the whole idea of it doing all the math for you, I don't know. I mean, I can see that argument, maybe. I can be a little sympathetic to it, but I also ultimately kind of think it's bullshit because remembering what your roles are is just so easy. You just remembering what your bonuses are to things. I don't know. I've never personally had an issue with that. of like rolls that you roll somewhat often. Your attack roll, your AC, certain skill checks, like not knowing what those bonuses are. Like, I don't know. You learn them real quick when you have to. So maybe that is a benefit. I don't know. Again, I know this is an unpopular take of mine. I know people don't like it, but never had a problem playing physical character sheets. Like, I feel like this issue of people not knowing their stats and their skills and stuff, like, I always joke, but I am serious when I say it. The D&D Beyond made players that started playing D&D with me worse at D&D. Because they didn't remember shit. They didn't know shit. You know? Now, whether that matters or not, I don't know. It probably doesn't matter to a lot of people, and like, fair enough, you know? I don't care if my players want to use D&D Beyond or something, but either way, if somebody is using D&D Beyond or if they're using their own dice, and this is an advantage to them using their own dice, by the way, I want them to tell me what their rolls are. So if I say roll a charisma saving persuasion attack and you click the button and you don't then say what the number is, that's very annoying to me because I have so many windows up, depending on the software as well. Roll20 is the worst for this. Foundry's a little bit better. But depending on the software, I don't have the rolls window up. I have the music panel and other things and whatever that I can't be asked to have the fucking rolls window up on a lot of platforms. So it's like, whether you're rolling on D&D Beyond or Roll20 or in physical dice, I ask people to tell me what their roll is, to announce the roll over Discord. So, yeah, that's like a problem no matter what, I guess, for me. Probably not an issue for a lot of people, but, you know, unique case then for my games, maybe. Either way, the whole argument that I hear at conventions of people saying they can't buy dice because they play online, it is silly. But then again, those people are looking for excuses not to buy dice anyways. It's like I never try and sell anyone dice. When I'm at a convention, I never try and sell anyone anything, because ultimately I think, to me, it's annoying. It's obnoxious. No one is going to be pressured into or sold a $100+ set of dice or a print. Like, if you want to consider me telling people about like the print quality and the world and stuff, or like the story of the dice, that's all that is the sales tactic I use. If I tell you the story of and this happens often, where I'll tell someone a story about the dice or whatever. If they ask a question, I tell them something about the dice and they're charmed by it and they're like, oh, that's really cool. The dice are based off of the art and the world. This is a really cool project. I love it. Hey, yeah, I want to buy dice. That's kind of like if I just sort of like if I just was chilling and I was like, hey, welcome to the Evan Blair Art and Blackwood Dice booth. Let me know if you have any questions. And they walk away. Fair enough. Probably wouldn't sell as many dice at conventions and markets and stuff, or art. So if you want to call the sales thing that, then sure. But I never try and like convince people to buy anything, because I feel like they kind of make their minds up pretty quickly if they want to or not, you know? And it's just kind of like weird. It's uncomfortable. Like I get uncomfortable when people try and sell me shit. I know it happens to other people. It's just so awkward and uncomfortable. So if somebody's like trying to find an excuse why they can't buy dice because they don't play online or whatever, you know, like this one girl, I maybe I should have corrected her, but she was looking at dice, or her friend was looking at dice, and she said, they were like, wow, these are so pretty. And the one girl said, oh yeah, the problem with resin dice though is that they turn yellow after a while. And the friend was like, oh really? And she was like, yeah, they're not good to buy. And they both started walking away. Now, if they were stayed around for a little bit longer, then I would have said to them, oh, just so you know, that's actually a matter of low quality resin that yellows. If you buy high quality resin to make your dice like Ella does, then they don't actually yellow. So, you know, no worries for these dice in particular. But like, because they were like leaving, they've already made their decision that they didn't want to buy dice, and they're trying to like justify the decision to make sure, you know, make sure that they've made the right decision. Like they try and like reinforce it. We all do that. right? When you something like when you play World of Warcraft and not Final Fantasy, you try and it's not that you choose World of Warcraft over Final Fantasy, it's that Final Fantasy is just shit game and the World of Warcraft's the only thing that's ever been good. When you play Paint Gundam instead of Paint Warhammer, it's not that you just prefer Warhammer or Gundam or whatever, it's that the other one is garbage and for losers. Right? People try and justify opinions because for some reason I think a lot of people, and like I'm included in this, we're all included in this, need to feel like we've made the right choice. And so that happens a lot of time. I'll see people making excuses for why they don't want to buy something, art, dice, whatever. And I don't try and like dismantle any of those things. If somebody doesn't want to buy it for whatever reason, unless they're like mistaken in a way that's just like, oh, I can't buy any more art because I'm allergic to dye-based ink, then I could say, good news, I use pigment-based ink. And they're like, huzzah, now I can buy art, right? Like, sure. But almost every other kind of complaint, somebody doesn't want to buy it at that point in time, you know? Like there was one guy that was saying at Edmonton Expo that I remember because it was really funny. That was like, oh, do you have any like smooth cornered dice? And we're like, no, they're all like sharp, kind of hand polished. It's like, oh, I don't want to scratch my table. Like, this is resin, sir. It won't scratch your table. Like your wood table? Yeah, wood table. It's actually epoxy resin, so it's not as hard as like wood, so it won't scratch your table unless you're really trying to, you know? But it's like, again, the guy made the decision. It's like he's just looking for a reason as to why he doesn't want to do it. So I don't worry about it. I don't try and sell anybody anything at conventions or markets or whatever. It's just not it's not worth it. It's fucking annoying. I don't want to deal with that shit. People don't want to deal with that shit. And I don't think it would make a fucking difference in the bottom line at the end of the convention anyway. You know? You're going to lose these dice before they go yellow? Yeah, basically. Well, yeah, like, so Ella does have, her original dice, the first sets that she made, are yellowed. Because she didn't know when she was practicing her very first sets. So she got out of one of her first sets, she's like, oh my god, this is so yellow. But once she decided to, like, take it seriously as a business and shit, she made new molds for bigger dice, and upgraded everything. Those dice from the original days, they're still clean and clear and beautiful and whatever, you know? So it's like, I know for a fact they don't yellow because here's dice from 4 years ago that are still good, you know? But as I said, you're not going to convince somebody that's looking for a reason to not buy something. Just let them say whatever they're going to say, and then they just move on. Like, who cares? You know? Proves for a fact, Blackwood dice will only scratch a wood desktop if you press down really hard. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to like sand your dice on your table, sure. But like, what? Imagine the intensity of just gently dropping dice on a table. Imagine the intensity you'd require to scratch your fucking table. Oh my god. I can't with these people. I can't with them, man. That's why I don't. Using your dice like a shovel. She'll scratch if I'm more fearful of stepping on them if my kids got into them and left them out. Well, here's the thing, Cobalt. That's why Ella does the shard D4 and not the pyramid. Yep. Can't we push people into it? Yeah, exactly, Solution. I don't, you know. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I don't want to. And people will say, like, other vendors will say, like, come on, man, you gotta try and sell people stuff. You gotta try and, like, you gotta find a better sales pitch. Like, dude, I don't know. No, I worked at Best Buy. My first like retail job was at Best Buy in the computer section, where we had so much pressure to sell people, to upsell them on computers, to sell them more accessories, to sell them the performance service plan warranty. I just can't fucking stand trying to sell people on anything. I can't stand it. It's just the most obnoxious shit, and the people that are so concerned about that, I find them equally as obnoxious. If that's something you like doing, that's a game you like playing and whatever, it's like, okay, man, like, have fun. But personally, I can't do it. Can't do it, man. Nope, I refuse. Somebody doesn't want art or dice for some reason, good. Good. I only want people who can appreciate it to have it. Fuck them. Forbidden candy? Stop. No. The D20 is so worn it pretty much doesn't stop rolling. And some new old stock TSR dice that are worth too much to use. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's also something with the squishy chunks that Ella makes, that the silicone dice, the really bouncy squishy ones. People will say like this one, this is when I did correct somebody, where it was like a mom and a daughter or whatever, and like the mom was like, oh, this is really cool, we should get this for your brother, he loves whatever, and she's like, yeah mom, but like you can't use those in D&D. The mom kind of looked at me like confused and looked at the daughter and said, why not? And the daughter was like, well, because they're not like, and I said, they're made of the same density all the way through, so they're balanced. So you can use them for D&D if you want. There's no official guideline for official dice. And the girl said, yeah, but like Wizards of the Coast makes, she said to her mom, like the company that makes D&D makes dice. So those are like the only ones you should use. It's like, her mom was kind of like, no, okay, like her mom was kind of like, I don't know if that's true, and who cares? And I wasn't gonna fight that fight, man. It's like, again,
another
not worth it.
To my northern neighbors,
yo,
their Pacific division is struggling there, but
yep, it's true, Aduria. Not a single game has been won in all of Alberta since last year. It's unfortunate, but let's go. Let's tank harder, man. That's the plan. That's the plot. That's the ploy. Let's get some fucking first rounders in here, all right? Thanks 100 bits, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, dude. I'm at a point where people ask me if my dice are balanced. I say no. Just straight face, nope. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, if people ask their balance, I say they're as balanced as any other dice out there are. And then people will say stuff like, well, what do you mean? But what does that mean? It means that your fucking chess X dice aren't balanced. It means the handmade dice you bought from that person that said they were balanced aren't balanced. It means your Dispel dice that you spend $100 on, which not a bad thing, just saying, aren't balanced either. Like, they're all fucking balanced. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're gonna have a great time. There's a lot of like wrong opinions that I just don't worry about anymore at conventions. Like the amount of people that don't know that drawing fan art is illegal and that selling fan art is ultra illegal. I don't even try correcting people anymore. I'll like let them know if they're like curious and actually open-minded about it. But like I passed by a table and this girl was trying to explain to somebody, I guess like I caught her mid-conversation, where she was saying like, oh, well, it's original art by me, so it's of characters that exist, but it's my original art. So like she was trying to explain why. It's like, it's fine if people like, you know what I actually prefer? I'd prefer if artists tried to scam people. I'd prefer if you told people that your art was legit and licensed and whatever and lied to their fucking face. I'd rather that than the absolute abundance of artists that have no fucking clue that what they're doing is risky. And like, I don't think that you should ever not take that risk if you want to take that risk. But let's just, for the love of God, let's not pretend like what you're doing and selling fan art is like legal or whatever. It's one of those things you don't want to just like, it's a fight that's people made up their mind. They're emotionally invested. And it's another thing at a convention you just don't fucking worry about. You don't deal with. You let people do their thing, have fun. You know, it's like my cousin, when we were visiting them, she saw this like vendor at like this, like, it was this like city, like fair market event thingy in Saskatchewan. And she bought these t-shirts and Elle and I were like looking at it and we were like, look, and Elle was like, this is all AI garbage, isn't it? And I said, yep. Every single design here is AI. But like, I look over at my cousin, she's like talking with her other cousin. They're both like half in tears because they saw this shirt that's just said like, they burned women, not witches, or something like that. And they were both getting like super emotional about it and how it spoke to them and whatnot. And they were all like, they were like having their feeling, they were in their feelings about it. And it like meant some shit. And they were like buying some shirts for their daughters and stuff. And it's like, I'm not gonna fucking rain on their parade and be like, you know, this is all AI fucking slop garbage, right? You know, because like they were in there and like, sure, man, you know, who might have burst the bubble of somebody who's enjoying themselves. It's not like if somebody, somebody at the convention or at the market bought a piece of art and he's like, yeah, I don't know, like you should put some characters in your art. Like that guy over there had like Star Wars characters, and like I don't know how he licenses them or whatever, but I bought this thing and it's real great. Am I gonna tell that guy that the guy doesn't have a license, that he bought illegal fucking like fan art? It's like he was excited to spend $70 on a big fucking print of some Star Wars characters. Like, what's the truth worth here in this moment? What's the truth worth to this guy? I don't think it's worth spoiling his Raina's parade and spoiling his day, making the thing that he was excited about, making him feel like shit about it or whatever, or like taking away some of the excitement that he had. Like, what's the point? It's one of those arguments that just isn't worth it, right? I can't balance Blackwood dice on my table. I've balanced up to 22 of them. Dude, that's what I should say, is that they balance perfectly. And if somebody comes back and says, I checked your dice and they aren't balanced, I'll just be like, what are you talking about? I'll just start stacking dice and be like, look, you can balance them perfectly. What the fuck? That's what I'm gonna start doing, Cobalt. If somebody asks if they're balanced, I'm just gonna start saying absolutely, like they can balance perfectly, and they'll think that I don't that I misspoke, that I meant to say they're balanced perfectly, right? And if they come back and like, well, I got this glass of water and look, it's not perfectly balanced, which I think they are, then like, what? No. Look, you can balance, just make sure you don't put the D4 on. Like, you can't balance anything on the D4, obviously, but you can balance the other dice on top of each other. What are you talking about, you stupid? What, are you dumb? You can't even balance dice on top of each other? You didn't fucking graduate 4th grade? You never balanced blocks? Pfft, idiot. There's a reason to yuck their yum, basically, because I think that it's irrelevant, if they know the truth and they, like, understand the full context of what they're doing, buying, complaining, or the decision they've made, like, I just don't care. It doesn't affect me. I don't have my strong sense of justice in the world is overridden by my acceptance of the nature of humans. Like, people sometimes say something along the lines of like, well, you can't let them abide by AI art. That's morally reprehensible, as if you don't have a strong sense of justice in the world. But it's like, what are you gonna do, man? You're not gonna fucking convince people of anything. You're never gonna convince people of anything they don't want to be convinced of, ever. And trying is often a way to exhaust yourself. That's what I've learned anyway, so I don't bother with those fights anymore. I'll tell people the truth if they ask for about it. But, why are we gonna sit here and complain and whine and make people feel bad for buying art or fucking whatever? Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. Of course, the woman was being burned on the t-shirt and has 6 fingers. She probably was a witch. That's true. That's true. They did have so unironically, they did have skeletons or whatever. Like some shirts with skeletons, but one was like, oh, spooky skeletons or whatever. And the skeletons had 6 fingers on one hand. And 4 fingers on the other, and one of the skeletons was doing this, and his hand was just kind of a mush of whatever. It was such bad AI art, but people aren't thinking that deep about it. So what's the point, man? Look, maybe other people have the free time and an excess of energy to fight that fight, but I'm certainly too fucking busy. I'm certainly too busy to be able to fight that fight and complain to the proverbial manager about something that I don't like. I don't have enough of that Karen gene in me. If I order something and the person who takes the order gets it wrong, I'll shrug. I'll shrug and eat it anyway and say that's what you get for ordering fast food. And go about my life. I just don't have that fucking Karen gene. I'm too exhausted, I think. Yeah, do it, please. Sure. Next time someone asks me, I'll say it, okay? I'll say it. I'll do it. You won't be able to stop me. You will not be able to stop me even if you wanted to. But to be honest, I will say that there is a Venn diagram. Okay? And it looks like this. People who... Oh, wait. I gotta do it above, don't I? Who ask about balance. And then there's another Venn diagram over here. Okay, we're gonna grab this one. In this Venn diagram circle, we're gonna say people who will buy dice. All right. Here's the Venn diagram. Here is the extent of the Venn diagram overlaps. Okay, ready? We're gonna move this on to the other one in exactly the right location where it overlaps. You know what? We're just gonna put this on a different document altogether, because that Venn diagram is 2 circles on the other side of the fucking room. Holy shit, man. I've never had somebody ask if the dice are balanced and then proceed to then purchase a set of dice. Ever. Not once. Sample size of many. Results 100% of the time. That person will then not go on to buy any dice. So. You learn these things, man. When you sell things at conventions, like you sell your art or whatever at conventions and markets, you start to learn trends. I will know, fortunately or unfortunately, and God, I hate this. I will know the likelihood, the percent chance that somebody's going to buy dice or art the second they walk up to the table. Now, I will always let somebody time burgle me for a little while, because I think that it's just nice. It's just nice to be nice to people and to talk to people. Maybe people want to look at something and something, whatever, and they're not going to buy something. You know that. You still be nice to them and be gracious and whatever, and not from a sales, financial, whatever perspective. Just like a, you just be nice people, man. And who knows? Maybe once in a while it does happen, but not usually. But I can spot when somebody is coming up to the table and they have zero inclination to actually whatever. So if they start raising like concerns, why even address them? Unless they're like there with somebody that then might, and they're trying to persuade their friend not to buy dice or some shit like that, or art. At that point, yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, new orb. Sorry, yeah. I should have saved it. My bad. You can order dice that are balanced to favor a certain number from some individuals. And weirdly, people ask for loaded dice all the time. Like probably at least 10 people come up to a regular convention market weekend, a Saturday, Sunday event. At least 10 people will come up and ask if Ella has like loaded dice. And we always have to explain no, because to make unbalanced dice that roll in favor of a number is actually very easy to like screw that up. But to make it in favor of a number you want it to be in favor, like to make unbalanced dice is very easy. To make loaded dice is actually pretty hard. It's actually kind of difficult to like load dice to always roll 20s or 1s or something like that. It's actually kind of, because you'd have to like insert like some kind of like a metal ball bearing or something into the dice, but then you'd have to like ensure that it stays on the face that you'd want to, like just think about this. If you have a mold for a die, this is obviously a D1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is obviously a D6 because it's got 6 sides. And you insert a metal ball bearing into it, let's just say on the 1 side, so that it always rolls, or on the 6 side, so that it always rolls 1s, so that it's always weighted down for the 6. The thing is, not always, but most of the time, the thing is that's going to be difficult about it is you would have to keep it suspended in the exact right place while the like resin is curing and hardening, and to keep it in that one spot and so it doesn't move around at all while the pressure chamber hits it is actually pretty difficult because when you put pressure on it, it wants to suck everything into the center. So it's going to move it around a little bit. But then also, if you did that, you would have to cast a bottom layer of the die. Otherwise, you'd see the fucking thing in there and then have your opaque, like, you know, like level or layer of resin protect people from not seeing this thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot that would go into it. And people can't appreciate that. That's a lot of fucking work. If you really wanted a load of die, I'm sure Ella could do it. It would just cost you an insane amount of money because of the time it would take to get her to like do it right. So, you know, but people think that it's just like a thing they can ask for at dice conventions. It's, I don't know, it's a funny idea for their group. It would have no idea that it would cost them like that one die would cost them more than a full set would, you know? Like the portable hole in a bag of holding. If I ask about art balanced on 1 foot with dice, exactly. Samurai gets it. I do think it would send the artist to the astral plane. The portable hole? Dude, I'm already there. I want my D20 to always roll 16. Let's not get too obvious here. Yeah. Of course. Of course. That's the... Yeah. Yeah. Let's be realistic about what we're getting our loaded dice to do, okay? Well, regardless of the silly people, the market was still very successful. Annoyingly successful. So annoying that we'll have to go back again next year. That's the problem. Is that we were going to do all these markets this year and decide which ones were good and which ones we could give up for next year. And then they just all did well. Shit. It's a fantastic problem to have, and Ella deserves all the success in the world because her dice are amazing, and I'm helping when I'm there with my art. But now it means that we have to book all those events and markets again next year, so that's the only downside, man. That's the exhausting side of things, but doing infinite market weekends is. So that's okay. We'll figure it out. I'd have a loaded D20 that would roll nat ones just for when it'd be funny to roll a 1. Well, that's what people will want that more, to be fair now, and to be like, you know, to be real with people is that they want more often, they want loaded dice that will roll 1s more than they want loaded dice that will roll 20s, okay? Actually, sorry, that's not quite true. It is almost exclusively people want dice that roll low. Nobody, like almost nobody ever asks for a die that always rolls 20. And I say almost because I can't think of a single person that ever has asked for a die that always rolls 20s. It's always people want a die that rolls nat 1s, either because they want to give it to a friend because they think it'd be funny to give them a gag die that always rolls 1s, or they want to have a die that they think it'd be funny because they have a character idea for like an unlucky bard that always fails as it rolls or something like that. So, you know, we're being honest here about what people want. Like fair play. The people are funny, I guess. But no, it's still just like a lot of work. So it's not going to happen, man. Not going to happen. I wish. Can't do it, kid. Now, you know what? I bet you, like, fair enough. I bet you that Ella could make a loaded die that was a squishy silicone die a lot easier, because the silicone is almost completely opaque. So I bet that if she was willing to fucking deal with the bullshit of it, that she could make a silicone D20 roll nat 1s way easier than a resin D20. Maybe. I don't know. Still not going to happen because, again, it's like Part of the problem though is, remember what I said, that I can tell people actually want to buy dice. Everyone wants the gag die, but no one would want to pay for it, right? People would want to be like, oh, I want to buy a gag die, haha, like it'd be so funny, but they want to pay like $7 for it because it's a gag they would only use for like once or twice, and then it'd be like not funny anymore. No one would want to like buy a $25 fucking squishy chunk and then pay the extra whatever to make it this die that only rolls something. It's one of those things, like, you hear a lot of conventions, you hear a lot of people, and I am kind of bitching about this, but it is also true and kind of funny. You get a lot of the you should at conventions. A lot of unsolicited opinion at conventions. A lot of, oh, you should, and then followed up with that as someone's opinion that's like not very well crafted. You should put dragons in this piece because it'd be cooler if there were dragons through the ring. That's cool, but it doesn't exactly fit the piece that I'm trying to do there, so thanks. You should make your dice out of stardust and metal. You should put snake skin in your dice. Like, you get a lot of you should. So I think squish or any kind of like loaded die sort of fits into that category of the you should that you don't really take all that seriously, It's like a funny idea, but I don't think anyone would put their wallet where their funny idea is, But a while, I see you have a Mustang now. A Mustang? I don't know a Mustang. What's up, yo? Good to see you, bro. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Straight chilling, bro. Enjoying my calm art days where I'm not drawing fucking huge new lore important characters, just cool astronauts, yo. But definitely feel free to share their opinions a lot more, especially at cons. That's true, yeah. Trying to share my opinion unless asked about, yeah. Definitely with somebody I don't know, like a vendor. I see lots of shit that I'm like, oh, you could improve this if you did that, or you'd have a much easier time with this or that. But I realize that that's like, it's like the same etiquette for when you go to a new stream, I think is the same etiquette that you should have at a convention. You go into a stream and someone's like, first time chatter, you see them say like, that character's thing should be skulls instead of stars. And you're like, what? Okay. It's crazy because I didn't ask. The same sort of thing I think applies at conventions. Right? It's totally the same thing. If it's a loaded squishy chunk, it could really be more of a fidget than something serious to seriously roll. What if the odds people sit there just squishing a silicone die rather than rolling it? Pretty high. Yeah. Pretty high. The mustache, you look like you could ride a Mustang? What? I don't even have a mustache. I just haven't shaved. It just picks it up in the light. It's so weird because like the camera naturally tries to smooth your skin out to hide blemishes. It's got like some AI shit in Logitech. So like all the facial hair here, you can just see where it's like thicker, where it picks up the shadows here, but it doesn't actually show any of the beard here. So it's kind of in that weird stage of it being a little strange. Buy so much jewelry on the character? I know, right? Could have done way better if I chose, in fact, to... Yeah, I can't. I can't, man. It's not even possible for me at this point to indulge that. Not even for the meme. Not even for the meme, dog. Actually read someone that put that in chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. You see that kind of shit. That is one thing I will say about the art category versus the D&D category. The D&D category had a lot of graybeards that complained, but the art category had a lot more of the who asked. So you guys have probably seen that more in the last couple months since I've been streaming the art category exclusively. Living with a tiny ear scar, the little chip. You like that? Yeah, I think it's kind of cute. I'm glad you like it, Salesian. Oh man, I don't honestly, I don't particularly love doing the conventions. Part of one of my goals for next year is to increase Ella's online presence to such a degree that she cannot keep up with the inventory she's selling online, to a point where we have to give up good markets. That's one of my goals next year. Just because markets are so exhausting. Ella likes them more than I do, but I really can't do like a convention every other week. Like I could do probably GameCon in June, Comic Expo, Calgary Comic Expo in April, because those are separate, far enough apart. And then maybe the Ren Fair in Strathmore at the end of the summer in like August. That'd be 3 events. That'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with 3 events that I'd go to. But, you know, the Christmas markets, they're great, so you can't give them up. There are a ton of sales and stuff, you know, of art and dice. And then Edmonton Expo is fine. It's big, it's whatever. And then the Vegreville Ren Fair, High River Ren Fair, and now Millerville Ren Fair. Hold on, there's a new Ren Fair this year in Alberta, guys. How far away is Millerville from Calgary? Oh yeah, 45 minutes. Okay, that's easy. Could do Millerville as well. Yeah, because it's south of the reserve. That's right. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's easy then. That's super chill. Well, yeah, because right now it's going to be like 5 markets, you know, fucking 4 Ren fairs, 6 conventions. Like, oh my god. Is the farmers market close by though? Am I crazy? Oh no, yeah, it's right there, dude. Dude, yeah, dude. I forgot how good this was. Yeah, maybe cut down the amount of Ren fairs and shit as well, because they're outside events that are even more annoying to have to set up art for. Dice are fine there, but. Yep. Sort of harken down to a couple of cons. That's it. Same ones: Gen, Origins, Gary, and Pax's. Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's totally. Even as an attendee, it'd probably be exhausting to do too many. But just in general, you know, as a vendor, it's way too exhausting, and it's a lot of time away as well. Like for a Saturday Sunday convention, it's more like a Friday Saturday Sunday Monday type thing, you know, type shit. What's up, Ronnie? I'm looking here, but I need to say something crazy. I'll say hello first. All right, Ronnie, you've greeted the stream. Now you may say something unhinged and crazy. That's not protection from getting banned if you say some really out of pocket shit, but that would be an alpha move. So good to see you, bro. Need a random color? Just someone give me a random color. Gotcha. You want hex code. Ooh, where's my fucking... You want... there you go. Right there. Hex code 452F44. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Hope that helps. Is this you trying to decide what to paint your new homebrew Space Marine Legion? Hair color. Okay, never mind. I thought I was onto something there. Oh, well. Let us know what hair color you settle on. Good luck. All right. All right. Yeah, so we'll see next year. We'll see what kind of conventions. Like, well, actually, so that's not true. Next year, we're signing up for everything, because you have to sign up for things a year in advance, or else you like lose your spot. And if you don't sign up and you lose your spot forever. So like if Ella and I give up a convention or an event, we won't be able to get back to there. So we really have to be certain. And this year was almost certain, you know, just because Ella couldn't keep up. Like she she hasn't done online updates for her shop just because she just keeps fucking selling out of dice at every single convention. So that's why she hasn't done a lot of stuff. So it seemed like she's been pretty quiet, but it's just because she's only been able to do a couple shop updates for inventory's sake. So next year, hopefully it'll be just as stressful, even more so. And then we can confidently start giving up events. You know, your channel point redeem, get given a random hex code. That's a great idea, Cass. That's a fantastic idea. One of us should remember to do that after stream because it's not going to be me, unfortunately. So, can you be trained to cast dice? Can you be trained to cast dice? Probably not. No. That dog only wants cozy. And if it doesn't have to do with a blanket and butt warmth, I don't think she really wants anything to do with it. So, no, I'm sorry, man. Sorry, bro. No. We'll try again next year. Yep. Your inventory is non-existent. It is non-existent. You don't even have your Christmas sale up, dog. Bro, you don't even have a Christmas sale this year. What are you doing? After what you should do, Elle, I think, and I'll help you with this, is after the ho ho homo holla gay market. Depending on if I'm still married to you or if, as Necromancer Dark insinuated, I catch the gay while I'm there. He already paid Space Marines. After that market, I'll help you list your remaining inventory. Probably, I think it'd be a good idea to just have it up on your site so that everything you have left over, which might be less than like 10 sets, but still, we'll list it on your site, so that, on your store, so you at least can do a year-end shop update in time for Christmas. I think that'd be kind of smart. What if Dark's right, though? Oh, no. That's a hell of a t-shirt. Now, a purple-haired lizard lady in a bikini. You're not that kind of artist? I think that you're the exact kind of artist that would insinuate. You're the exact kind of artist that has a purple-haired lizard lady in a bikini. Like, Ronnie, I get offered commissions to do weird shit, too. You know? But you can be a 80s fantasy artist and do 80s fantasy art for 40 years. But if you do one purple-haired lizard lady in a bikini, you're a scaly. And there's no way out of that. I'm sorry. So if you post that online, you're not getting that reputation point back. You'll never be able to get away from that. I drew one Catman, and the DMs that I got from Critical Role fans. Holy. You wouldn't believe it. Right side of cons, you don't have to ship a bunch of individual packages. Right side of cons, you don't have to ship individual packages. I would rather do a hour's worth of packing and mailing every single week, once a week, than brick 4 days on the road at conventions. So you're right in theory, absolutely. But yeah, I think it's still easier to do that because then it's less disruptive, I think, than leaving their city. So, but it's probably preference for me. It's preferential to have stuff to do every single week than have to do all that stuff anyway. You know. Yeah. When you're at the holiday event, be sure to tell them your story about being up on the bed with the boys, getting sweaty and taking your shirts off. That's fine. Look, everyone did that when they were 17. Come on, man. That's not weird. That's not weird. There's nothing weird about that. Look, when you and the boys are playing World of Warcraft and it's hot, and y'all want to be on the bed together because you're not going to make anyone sit on the floor and it's all hot and shit and you're all sticky. Like, that's just chilling with the boys. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, dude. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest, Atari. Only one of us joined the Marines. Oh. All right. 3 weeks, so I should have some stuff made. But I also need to allocate stuff for the second makers. That's right, I forgot that you're in a second store now. Shit. I need to get more bookmarks made, don't I? Because I still... Can you guys believe that I've had bookmarks on my fucking print store on for conventions for 8 months now, and I haven't uploaded them to my print store even once yet? Can you believe that shit? Huh? Come on, man. Look at me being the example model of a terrible artist. And also a terrible business person. I was challenged to draw a dragon. I accidentally gave it too much cake. As a joke, my friend said to make it a long-haired lizard lady in a bikini. Just because it's a air quote joke. I don't know. Look, we've all been challenged to do things as a joke. All right. That's not gonna save your reputation when the Scalies come knocking. When the Scalies come knocking because they want to see their long-haired lizard man in a bikini as well, and they don't have any money to pay you because they have already spent their entire fucking year's worth of wages on a latex lizard scale bodysuit. They don't even wear that one at the conventions, you know. You won't be able to explain to them that, guys, it was just a joke. All right. I drew a cat girl once as a joke. And look at me now. Look at where that got me. I can tell you with a certainty that as a joke doesn't fly, unfortunately, with the internet. They'll still assign you the reputation you deserve, you know. Any terrible artist, I reached out and will be vending art at an event in January, so I have to worry over that now. Yes, you do. Oh my god, that's exciting though. Congratulations, Cass. That's fun. Let's go. Hell yeah. Do the vendor thing. Get your art made. Go do art things. Time to buy a $2,500 printer, dog. Yo, I had some girl made my entire year. The best compliment I've gotten at any convention. She came up and she said, looking at my art, and I'm like, yo, hey. She was like, oh, hi. I'm like, looking at some dragons, and she's like, yeah, I love dragons. I was like, ah, sick. Yeah, me too. She was like, by the way, whoever does your prints is amazing. She's like, wherever you get them done, wherever you order them, they're phenomenal. Funny you should mention. Oh, that made the entire year for me. That was the greatest compliment anyone's ever given me at a convention. Completely unknown as well. She's like, oh my god, I didn't know you could make prints yourself this high quality. Told her what printer I used, told her everything, the paper I used. She's like, that's so expensive. How do you make any money on your prints? Put my sunglasses on, took a long drag from my cigarette and said, if I was worried about money, I wouldn't have been in art. I do this for the love of the game. And then I rode away on my motorcycle. It was sick. I've drawn some really questionable stuff for commissions. Maybe I should make it bad on purpose, probably. Yeah, probably. That'd be a better idea, I think, for your own safety and sanity as an artist. Yeah. It's fine. Just don't post it. Like, I used to take commissions that, you know, when I didn't get a lot of commission offers, like, you know, if you need commissions and you got bills, like, you got to take what kind of commissions you get. Like, fair enough. No judgment for that. All right. I was there too. Every artist goes through the process of it at some point in time, and some people are happy to stay in it for whatever, because it's good cash flow. fair enough. I will say though, it is smart, I think, to not post everything. I definitely made art that you guys will never see. And not because it's like weird Catman shit. Some of it was. But like, I went through this phase as an artist where I put the clients, what's the polite and also correct way of saying this? Doesn't make me sound like a bitch. I put the clients idea. I let clients art direct for me because I needed clients. And a lot of people, when they find out they don't get to art direct you, they don't want to hire you. And fair enough. I get it. If you want to micromanage every single thing your artist does and you want to tell them every little detail and you want to be picky, not particular, but picky, you have, in my opinion, full right to be as picky as you want when it comes to art. If you're paying for someone to make art for you, I think you have absolutely well within your rights to be as picky as you want to be. Now, if an artist knows you're picky and they don't want to fucking work with your dumbass, they have that right too. I'm in that boat. But I used to work with people that I let them be picky because it's like, I don't want to lose the client. And so I let them say art direct things and say, oh, make this bigger, make that whatever, do this, do that, make this thing orange, put this over here. Like, I let people do that for a while. I haven't let them do that in like two or 3 years. But when I was just starting out, I let people be very picky because it's like, you know, fucking pay me, like whatever, man. You know, I make $3 on Twitch and $4 on commissions a month, and I need to pay rent, and it's $4,000. So, you know, how are we gonna make this up? So, $4,000. So, I would let people get art direct things, and then what I would do is I just wouldn't. It's not quite 4K. I don't pay 4K for rent. I live in Canada. Come on, man. Oh, wait. Go. My rent's not 4K. And what I would do is I just wouldn't post it. I wouldn't post it because I wouldn't want somebody seeing something I did and thinking that I was responsible for that bad choice. I never ever want somebody looking at something I do and thinking that I made the choice to do that thing that looks absolutely fucking stupid. So, you know, there's art that I've done, commissions that I've done, and out of respect, and I mean respect. Like, look, some of these people asked me to do some pretty stupid shit, and I hated working with them, and I didn't even really like them that much, and I would never work with them again. I wouldn't even interact with them again if I had my way. I still wouldn't show you guys the art and shame that person because I think it's disrespectful to the client. And we can be disrespectful to clients that deserve it, but I think that only a very small fraction of clients that you think deserve it actually deserve it. So, to be honest, there's art that you guys will never see. Examples, I can't show you any examples because it's like I'm not going to ever bring up an example of something that I did for somebody that's like, I wouldn't fucking post this shit. But that's important, I think, if you're doing commissions for people that are like weird and dumb and whatever. Just don't post it. Not everything has to be portfolio worthy. Now, some people want that. Some people would get mad about it. They'd be like, yo, when are you gonna post the thing, dude? Like, I'm so excited to see you post the thing on Instagram. And I'd be like, oh yeah, man. Like, I'm getting around to it at some point in time. And I'd just kind of like not. And usually they would just like kind of forget and whatever. But occasionally someone would say like, bro, it's been like a month. You still haven't posted it. I'm like, yeah, I'm busy. Yeah. So like, could you post it like, so I can show my friends? I'm like, well, you can just show them the piece that you got. I'm not going to post it. Actually, this doesn't really fit with the kind of stuff art that I want to be posting online. I'm sorry. You know, and occasionally a person would get mad about that, but only like 2 or 3 people ever like actually got butthurt. One person actually asked, he was like, why are you not posting it? Like why doesn't it fit with the art you want to post? It's like, oh, because like during the revision stage, remember when you wanted this thing to look like this and this thing to look like this and this thing to look like this and whatever, and we changed the design a bunch. It's like, yeah, we made it a really great design. I said, absolutely. I'm super happy you're proud of it, and you're super happy that you're pleased with it. But I wouldn't have made any of those design choices myself, and I want to only showcase artwork that has design choices that I made. You know, and that's kind of the method that I've taken for posting art online. And I wish I could post everything. But then you guys would see all the weird anime shit I do for Aduria. Just the myriad of strange isekai objects that he makes me draw in compromised positions in another world, but I got transformed into a bucket with boobs. Like just the weirdest shit. Oh, I'm kidding, man. Fuck, relax, dude. Remember I lived in San Jose and rent was $5K for a 1-bedroom. Well, to be fair, 4,000 Canadian. What is that in American? You know. So most rent where I live is around 2,800 CAD to USD, and that is 2,000 USD. Most places where I live that are like a place where you can have rent. So rent in Canada is and home prices in Canada are absurd. It's like a big issue. It's one of those issues that's like a big political issue that both parties are like, yeah, we got to fix this now. So it's a big problem in Canada. Canada's cost of living has gone through the fucking roof. Way worse for rent than it is in the US. Obviously, there's certain pockets in the US that are very expensive, you know, San Francisco, New York, LA. But yeah, for sure. No, like rent, if you guys have Canadian friends, you just ask them about their rent. You know, it's tough up here right now. It's very, very difficult. It's been an issue for the last couple of years. It's been getting worse and worse and worse. So we'll see what happens, man. But I don't know. I'm always optimistic. Besides, there's nothing you can do about it. You just, you know, you adapt or die. But yeah, no, the rent's crazy up in Canada. Average rent here versus like income is insane. It's like bad everywhere, obviously. Like everyone who's like, you know, looking for a first time home or like renting as an adult that doesn't want to live with roommates, everywhere it's like pretty stressful. 100%. Not downplaying it, but in Canada it's pretty legendary right now. So a bucket with boobs sure is an image. It sure is, isn't it, Maggie? It sure is. And that's why it never made it to my Instagram. So working on a 5-bedroom, 3-bath is $1,400 US a month. That's great. That's awesome. You know? Hell yeah. And you know, where I live though, the province I live is really not that bad. The province I live is really, really not that bad. Like, I mean, if you think about something in Vancouver or BC in general or Ontario, bro, it's like I'm doing okay out here. It gets real bad the further east and west you go. The middle Huast provinces like Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, it's not that bad considering. It's bad. It's not like legendarily bad. So I don't want to complain too much. I also just find people who complain about the cost of the rent exhaustive, so that's why I don't bring it up. I moved to Banff. I live pretty close to Banff, and you can't just move to Banff. You actually have to apply and get accepted to move to Banff. Yeah, you don't just get to like I said, I live pretty close to Banff, and if you want to live in Banff, because Banff's actually in a national park, and so they can't expand the city. So like one of Ella's mom's friends had a place in Banff that she never used and whatever and never went to, that she inherited from her mother, that she just kept because if she sold it or whatever, she'd never be able to live in Banff again, because you have to you know, you gotta like, you know, like have a legacy there or a reason to move to Banff. Otherwise people would just, that place would just completely take over. Big baller, just close to the area, beautiful. No, it's I don't live like right in there or whatever. I say that I live in the mountains closer to Calgary. Like Calgary's the biggest city that I live close to. So for all intents and purposes, sometimes just tell people I live in Calgary, but it's not quite it either. So it is nice. Like I go, Elle and I go to Banff somewhat often. Not as often as we should, because like definitely the whole like mountains thing is kind of lost on me, and I try not to be. I try not to let it. The whole like I take pictures and shit of us going out to events and stuff, and like going to the mountains, and like Lake Louise, Banff, all these places, they're so close to me. You know, like this is I could casually go here. Here we go. I could casually go to this lake anytime I wanted after stream, any day. And sometimes I do for little walks and shit. Right? Kind of on the edge of the mountains ish. Right? It just looked really cool because I like the way the clouds were kind of eating the mountain. I took it for like painting reference. But like that's kind of like where I live, and it definitely gets lost on me to where I in the world I actually do get to call home. But I try not to let it. Banff is much nicer. People don't like locals where I live. They don't like Banff because it's too touristy, but I think it's charming. I don't care. I think it's fine. You know, there's always like foreign people and shit, Americans and Europeans and Asian people that are just happy to be there and like wondrous of the whole thing. Like, I don't know, you know, go dox yourself. You don't know who knows how to mountain climb. Yeah. No, everybody knows I live close to Banff, Calgary, that area. But like I like Banff. I like the tourists. It's fun because they're all like wondrous of the area. It's kind of cute, man. You know, I don't mind that Banff is a heavy tourist area. I still like going there. A lot of locals, they're like, oh, I'd never go to Banff, bro. The parking's expensive and everything you have to wait in line for. Do you? Oh, yeah, it's so busy. I had to wait like 20 minutes for a restaurant one time on a Saturday in Banff in the middle of December. Wow. Didn't think to make a reservation? Okay. Doesn't seem like a tourist problem, honestly. Seems like a you problem. Does mind me, Evan, could you please send that coffee request over? I DM'd it to you on coffee. Did you want me to send it on Discord as well? Because I try and keep coffee requests on coffee so people get them like so it's all like in like website stuff. It should be in your inbox over there. I sent it like last week or something. I don't remember. I sent it when I was in Lake Louise for the fantasy ball. I was catching up on some work while Ella and I were there. So I sent some coffee and whatnot. I still do need to post it on like the actual like main coffee page, yours and a couple of other requests. So I still got to do that. But I sent all the requests over DMs last week, or no, when was the fantasy ball? 2 weeks ago? Fuck, I don't remember. Shit. Was it 2 or 3? I don't know. The time's been weird. But it should be in your DMs on coffee, but I'm happy to send it over in Discord as well if for some reason downloading shit from coffee is an issue. I know somebody said that it was once. I think they're trying to use it from their phone, so I don't know if there's an issue with that or not. The grumpy voice, right? Have any messages? I'll check again. Yeah, let me know. Let me know, bruh. Sometimes the internet out there is weird. If it didn't send for some reason, then I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I was in the fucking mountains. It was probably a bad time to like send work to people and send emails and messages and shit. I should have learned. I learned my lesson for that. Never send stuff from the hospital. Like I spent a lot of times in hospital waiting rooms in the last couple months. And you guys know I've like had some family that have been having some medical issues. So I've been in hospitals a lot. And what I tried to do earlier on in the year is I was in the hospital in April a lot for my ear when I lost my hearing in it. And so I'd send messages and stuff from the hospital, and then I'd get home and I'd check and it has the big red Discord did not send thing, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. So I thought that I was safe in the mountains. We had pretty good reception out there, but if for some reason it's not there, Salesian, I will double check anyway because I got to post the stuff on coffee. Today I'll make another note on my phone. I got to actually make a post on coffee today and say I'm sort of back. So I'll make sure it's there, and if it isn't there, I will fix that. And I'm so sorry if it isn't. Post on coffee and check DMs with Lesion. Cool. Sick. All right. Last message was the city from June. Jesus. Okay. And that's entirely my fault for whatever went wrong then. I apologize. I'll get that over to you. It would be kind of funny if the print arrived in the mail or whatever, because I think I sent it out before you even got the fucking DM on coffee. That would actually be hilarious. Dude, that's what I should do. Oh my god, surprise character. You buy the character sketch and then you just get it in the mail. You don't see it online until you get the print physically. Oh, that'd be so good. Oh, wait, that'd be hilarious.
You must wait until you see it in your own hands. I will not have first impressions of my work be through a screen where I cannot control the colors and contrasts you have on your cursed device. You will see my art printed in the flesh, scribed upon ancient parchments. I will not compromise my work. The Medicis could not afford me. My righteous artistic self cannot be bought.
That's not true. Everyone has their price. Everyone has their price. Absolutely everyone in the world has their price. We don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit it, but everyone has a price. Everyone. Including Astronites from Novalia with cool hair ornamentation, because that's what you do when you're from Novalia. Kind of love that. That's kind of metal, isn't it? That is kind of metal, if we're being honest, so. Being very honest. Do a little feather, maybe one or two little flower thingies. Build some like bulk up in there and like almost have the whole shape of the head be pulling up to that gigantic hair bun. A nest of braids and whatever else she has going on up there, you know? Okay. Kind of like the idea of Astronites universally having white hair, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do, man. I don't know if it's the right call. Because then people just think they're witchers. But am I responsible for people being dumb? Fuck. You flip your art for the first time? Oh my god. Never flip your canvas, because then you'll see something you don't like. Just avoid looking at it for a couple of days.
Visitors, how exciting.
Oh my god, Wuss Wolf. What's up, dude? What's going on? What's good, guys? Wait. The complete Due South on DVD. Oh my god. That's like the OC for straight people, isn't it? I don't remember that shit. What's up, guys? What's up, Misfortune? What's up, Wuss Wolf? What's going on? Good to see ya. Welcome in, my friends. Yo, hold up. You guys were already here, and you don't know who Wuss Wolf is. Please, I am excited that I get to introduce you to one of my favorite streamers on the platform, and I actually mean that because I watch Wolf stream a lot in the mornings. Actually, whenever I catch it and I'm doing my warm up. Yeah, I'm often in there when she's live early enough for me. So it's good vibes in there. It's a good time. I highly recommend the stream. So if you aren't following, please follow that little shout out link that should be right here on your Twitch somewhere. It's that's where it is on mine. And please go give Wasp a follow. I definitely personally recommend it. This ain't no new streamer that I gotta get to know. Okay, this is an established part of the greater Evan Blair Art area of streamers on Twitch, not like in proximity to our community. Anyway, go follow the stream. It's a good time. So good afternoon, Wolf. Good to see you. Hope your stream was good, whatever y'all were doing. Love the delicate chains on her ornamentation. Good, Sabine. It's also that when you make your own cosplay of this character as a Novalian lady, you have to buy expensive chains. You personally. Thought you might have heard of it. It's a CTV show. I've heard of it. Absolutely. Like, what year was this shit on? This was like 94 to 98. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. That guy, oh man, look at that. That guy was so handsome. I don't remember what that actor's name is. That guy was so handsome, bro. Look at those Canadian colors. That big old RCMP. Oh my god, man. What a legendary piece of Canadiana. Almost as legendary as the show Corner Gas. Which, what the fuck? It's on animation. Which, if you are Canadian, you've watched Corner Gas. Fortunately or unfortunately, it is all you ever needed to know about the entire province of Saskatchewan. Okay? That's right. Saskatchewan is a real place. And I hated it there. I went to Saskatchewan for the first time in my life. Don't tell Stimpack. I went to Saskatchewan for the first time in my life this year. I managed to make it 35 years before I ever went to Saskatchewan. That place is a fucking shithole, and I'm never going to speak poorly of Edmonton ever again. Well, that's not okay. Let's not say anything we regret. Edmonton's also a shithole, but Saskatchewan was a fucking dump. Oh my, I didn't know what got worse than Saskatchewan or than Edmonton. And like, I went to Saskatoon and I was like, oh, it's my first time here. Like, oh, whatever. And the girl who was like our waitress at the restaurant was like, oh my God, it's so good you came to Saskatoon. Thank goodness your first impression of Saskatchewan wasn't Regina. That place is a dump. She literally used the word dump. And I'd been calling the entire province a dump in front of Ella's family, to Ella's family, and with Ella's family for the last like 48 hours. And it was fucking hilarious that she used that word to describe Regina when I was like, you think that's a dump and you live here? I am never, ever going to that cursed city. Holy shit, man. Man, what an awful drive. Anyway, Corner Gas is very charming. Wish the rest of the province was like that. Letterkenny is further east. I thought it was somewhere in like close to the Maritimes, like somewhere like New Brunswick or whatever. I didn't realize it was Ontario. I've never seen Letterkenny. I've never seen it, I'll be honest. I've seen some clips of it, mostly from, and like, I'm not trying to shame anyone here because I'm not annoyed or anything by this, but the only people that I know who actually have ever watched Letterkenny are Americans. I have never really met a Canadian that's like, it's like you talk to Canadians, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen Letterkenny, or like, oh yeah, that's sure, whatever. It's not like Corner Gas, where it was like this ubiquitous Canadian experience where everybody watched Corner Gas and we laughed at ourselves. I don't know anyone who's like Letterkenny's my favorite show that isn't American, which is great. I'm glad you guys have that and you can laugh at Canada, whatever. It's funny, you know, we laugh at each other because we're siblings in North America. But to be honest, I've never fucking watched that show. So I don't actually know how true it is, how Canadian. I think so. There's a Canadian show I need to watch though. Is Shorzy based? It's Canadian, right? Shorzy's based in Canada, right? Yes, Shorzy is based in Canada. Sudbury, Ontario. Okay, so Shorzy's maybe the one Canadian show that I should watch. because hockey, you know. And I'm not sure. I think Shorzy is a spin-off or something from Letterkenny. I think. So that might be the closest thing to watching Letterkenny. It's down in Ontario, and I've been growing up in a rural working on a dairy farm. It hit home. Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. It's legit Canadiana then. We'll say enjoyed Letterkenny's YouTube skit. But game a TV show, not so much the jokes felt overdone. Ooh, so it's kind of like it was good like in short form, like punchy, but then you try and extend it out to being a TV show and it doesn't quite hit. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. Sometimes I think Corner of Gas would have been better as a YouTube series because it was like, you know, like, oh, the old man at the gas station is angry and the police don't care. Like that's a funny little bit, but for a whole show, I don't know. In our modern day, I don't know if that would really hit. It does get overwhelming with all the insults. The problem is that I don't think as somebody who's played hockey, I don't know if they could possibly overdo it. I have never been around and now keep in mind, I'm from the Great Plains of Alberta. Oilman is in my blood. All right, the amount of roughnecks that I know and went to school with and are in my family and people that go up north for some kind of shift or trade work or actual fucking necking, what you call the work that a roughneck does, drilling shit. I know these guys and they have some of the most foul mouths, the most cursed language that you could imagine. And still, I'd rather introduce one of those guys to my grandmother than a fucking hockey player. I have never, ever met any, and I think this is probably like, I don't know what this is like in sports, but I don't think any sport comes anywhere near close to the amount of fucking crude shit-talking insults that you get in hockey. I don't know. I've seen some other cultures, some other, you know, sports and whatnot. I don't think anything comes close to hockey. I'll be honest. So I don't think they could have possibly have. Maybe it's overwhelming. Definitely in a TV show.
Language I can imagine.
Yes.
Latin, such as in Tardahigus.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. hold on. Hold on. That is the monkey ladder sea bean. Ooh. Why is shopping the first thing? Can you buy it? Fucking you can buy it. Okay. For weird plants that belong in a fantasy universe that don't look like they exist in nature, I'm gonna give this a solid 9. That's fantastic, actually, Daria. I'd never even seen this thing before. That's a great that's a great weird plant. Huh. Good entry today. It's a legume the size of someone's palm. Yeah, Jesus, dude. Spin-off and my opinion is extremely huge growth for the creator. Shorzy is hilarious and has heart. That's cute. That's cute, man. I did watch parts of Shorzy in my Discord. We all adored it so much. My stream friends surprised me with an authentic Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs jersey with Wolf on the back. Wow. That's nice, man. That's so cool, dude. That's real nice. I like that. That's nice of them. That's metal, you know? Having like your local dog shit OHL or like double A or whatever, you know, or junior triple A hockey team jersey or whatever. That's nice. I like that. That's cool. Everybody wears the big jerseys, you know. Even in America, it's like, excuse me, it's cool to wear like college football jerseys, you know. Here you get the little small town who the fuck asked hockey jerseys. I would do that. I'd wear one of those. I'd wear one. I also really want a Team Canada jersey this year for the Olympics. And I also want a PWHL Victoire jersey. It goes so hard, you have no idea. It's the best jersey. It's the best hockey jersey I've ever seen. Like, goddamn. Fake team, real jersey. Yep. Yep. Oh, that's nice, man. That's cool. I don't know if I'd ever wear... I have a couple hockey jerseys in my closet, but they're all Calgary Flames jerseys because that's where I grew up. It was in Calgary. I should get an Oilers jersey. Bro, I should get a Calgary jersey, put 97 on the back and the name McDavid. You think they'd let me do that shit? I bet they would. Holy. Holy. That'd be funny. I considered wearing it on stream today. It's been so cold. Do it. Do it. Wear that shit on stream more. So maybe that is one TV show I need to watch. Maybe. I have a hard time watching TV shows though, dude. I have a hard time with them. I can't sit through them that easily. I don't know why. I don't watch a lot of TV. The only TV I can usually like kind of sit through is like Star Wars shows that I want to see. It's the only TV I watch. I don't even really watch anime anymore. I haven't watched anime in so long. I can't even call myself an anime fan. I can no longer call myself a weeb, unfortunately. Like, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? Gut-wrenching. I can't even call myself a weeb anymore. Alright. Astral Knights need scars. We have a couple options here. We have a solid eyebrow scar. We can't do the nose scar. The Ella Blackwood scar is off limits because she already has nose tats. We could do the cheek scar. We could do the chin scar. Or we could do the lip scar. I don't know, man. You know what? Maybe that'll be the last little thing I do before I sign the piece. Figure out what cool Astral Knight face scars. We did give her an ear scar, though. We gave her a little ear indent chip thingy, whatever. There's that. Watch Arcane show broke me. His face in pillow crying at the end of the show. Really? Okay. That's sick. Glad you liked it. Arcane was great. I liked it a lot. It was really fun. I guess that's an exception too, is I did watch Arcane. So maybe that's part close enough to being animation. I don't know. It was French anime. That's a good point. I did watch Arcane, so that's one TV show. The cheek, the best of the options. I kind of like the cheek too. I should give her a big gnarly scar. There's one Astral Knight that I gotta draw. He's like kind of like you could say like the chief like weapons master, and he's this big dude. He's this big giant hulk of a man. And he's got the gnarliest fucking face scar that you've ever seen. The gnarliest of all face scars. Like, oh my god, man. We can't even afford that much face scar where I live. But I haven't drawn him yet. I haven't drawn him yet. I don't know why. I need to draw the whole, like, council. Or whatever. He's one of those guys that's so thick that he looks like a small man piloting a large man. You know, absolute the mountain kind of proportions. And he's got the worst, gnarliest face scar just cruising through his entire face. And it goes like this. There you go. Goes through the middle and then across the mouth and then across the forehead. they got slapped in the face by a fucking ghost bear from Battletech or some shit. So I gotta get my Scar game on point for all the Astronauts. Chinkar seems to be most balanced. Chinkar Scar does seem like it'd be a good split place there, hey? Chinscar or maybe even I don't know. Chin does seem like it would be the most balanced thing to write about Solution, so you slanted it to imply it was from the same incident as the ear. Ooh. That's a good point, actually. You know, I don't give neck scars enough too either. I could give some neck scars. I could do the chin neck combo, you know. Because I think I've made Astronauts too pretty. And I haven't sold the idea that Astronauts are the most proficient warriors in all of Teleria, and it's not even close. But I've been thinking about that and rectifying that mistake. And I don't think doing the class for them is actually going to help me out with that. But, you know, whatever. The piece that I'm writing, the novella book thingy, will hopefully help communicate that a little bit. It might read a little obnoxiously, though. Because remember, we have to stay within the fantasy that Astronauts don't lose. The Star Eye Knights. Ooh, it sounds like the painting. They do not lose conflicts. Alright. They don't fucking mess around, dude. Order's never taken an L. But the lore must be preserved. Must be preserved. If unless pretty, she could have some inner eye shadowing for the tired eye bag look. So I'm considering doing something like that, like giving them kind of like exhausted, sort of like darker features. Like I've thought about that, about making some of them kind of like the men and women have like very heavy shadows around the eyes, very kind of like heavy, darker sort of features like that. Now with like the pretty eye glows and stuff. Kind of like a, you know, as if the light just sort of like hangs a little bit, you know? Thinking about it. But it's like on the scale of like intense warrior kind of whatever that people are going to sort of see, we have the Jedi on one side, okay, the scale, and we've got Space Marines. Right? For the kind of like the darkness of them. And trying to figure out where that slider should go. Like slightly more metal and slightly grungier and slightly more intense than Jedi. But do we need to go all the way to Space Marine? I don't know. I think that we want to operate on the whole scale for them. Right? Because they are supposed to be a little more knightly as well. And so the whole idea of it is that there's kind of this like... There's this scary, dramatic, dark proficiency with them that in some ways seems effortless. So they need to seem like the best, like most practiced warriors, but also inherently Astral Knights do have a bit of an unfair advantage. I was actually thinking about this in the shower today. That an Astral Knight probably, if you were gonna actually make it into a proper D&D class, level adjusted, they'd probably all start at like level 8 or 10. Right? The idea of an Astral Knight starting at level 1 being able to be bested by like a fucking goblin or some shit. Like they're like I mean that, like level 8 to 10 for their introductory like baby characters. They come out of the order hall like pretty fucking scary. But in that kind of that aspect of it, they're also sort of like they need to be kind of monk-like, right? They're not this like kind of brutalist take on human efficiency or mortal efficiency. They are in some ways this kind of like enhanced version. And one of the reasons why they're just so intense is because they have to be so focused and dedicated and balanced and precise. But with that, they're also not like war-hardened gladiators that are just beating each other up in the arena and stuff. They're kind of like demigods in some ways like that, you know? So they don't carry around the scars of wars fought and battles, because that would kind of in some ways imply that they would lose a fight once in a while. So a scar here and there is like fine, but making them all like grungy and grim and stuff, it's like what amount of darkness do we channel to them to make them seem a little more intense without sort of putting them too far over where they seem like it takes away from that like power and precision that they have as knights. And so I think I just want to keep trying to reference the idea of intensity. And so that's why some of the characters do carry some of their like, you know, cultural tradition with them, like Alicia Greymore and her Novalian hair braids, or this character and her Novalian hair braids, or like our Geminos and some of the more Slavic kind of patterns they might carry, things like that. Depends on how important the cultural item is to the person. Like an Azael Astral Knight would be wild. I don't know how that would work even. It probably wouldn't work. Probably not a single Azael Astral Knight. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, I also want them to feel like they're nobility in some ways, in some light ways. So there's a cleanliness to their design to them. They're well kept. They're not like veteran fighters from some, you know, mercenary company that are the greatest swordsmen in the entire world that are wearing tattered robes and, you know, or tattered cloaks and patched up armor and, you know, welded together pieces of metal on their armor for like a brutal, efficient precision. They're not like that at all. They are kind of like they wear the most efficiently made, best quality, most expensive armor that isn't even accessible to the rest of the world, right? There's no metal stronger than the astral steel that they use, right? If two weapons are going to break on each other, it doesn't matter if it's a D&D magic item or not, it's not going to be their weapon. It takes a very intense amount of energy, and it's very narratively important if an astral knight's weapon breaks. So that's kind of part of it too. But it is tough, right? Because how do you balance that for a D&D thing, you know? And in some ways, I have to try and keep that in the center of my like goal or ambition with the characters and with the class, is understanding that there are going to be rules made for D&D that do not factor into the narrative of an Astral Knight. You're going to play an Astral Knight that's a level 1 character in your Horizon game with an Astral Sage as a level 1. You're going to play a barbarian and a bard, and you're all going to start at level 1, and you're all going to hit the guy just as hard. But narratively, whenever we invoke an Astral Knight in the story, it's going to mean something very profound. It's going to be accessing which again, maybe it's a bad idea to have them as a class altogether, but the only reason why I'm doing that is because Ella wanted to play one. So I think that the rules and the playstyle of them is going to be cool enough that people will hopefully want to play them. But I have to have something like I'm going to have in the Knight's descriptive sort of like section of like playing an Astral Knight, is I'm going to say something like narratively within the realms of Valdara, it does not make sense to have an Astral Knight starting their adventure at level 1. So if you're playing a game and everyone starts at level 8, sure, you have a fresh out of the order Astral Knight, right? But if not, I mean, it's like whatever, you just kind of make it work. You know, it's kind of like the idea of in like, I guess, Rogue Trader, the CRPG, you have like a Space Marine, a Sisters of Battle or something like that, and they all start at the same level and they're hitting as hard as like your Commissar character is or whatever. Like it doesn't make sense. It's more for gameplay. And I think that for D&D nerds though, sometimes we understand the separation narratively from the game, but it kind of doesn't make sense that way to have the mechanics of the game not like reflect that for D&D. So we'll have to like have special guides set up and understanding created for our players that want to play, that want to understand the narrative of the game. And since the rules are kind of coming first and will be people's like first impression of an Astral Knight, it'll be a little bit weird to kind of rebalance that. So as long as I have that in the back of my mind from the very beginning, I think that I can sort of continue to use them as a narrative point without it messing things up too bad. You know, it's not going to get too in the way of anything. We'll see. That or it'll be a terrible idea and I'll wish that I never made stats for them ever. Which point, whatever, man, you know, we'll figure it out. I'm not that worried. This is all for Ella anyway, so she wants to play an Astral Knight, she gets to play a fucking Astral Knight. I hope other people want to play him too. Hope they're mechanically cool enough. I hope I can make like D&D classes that are mechanically interesting enough people want to play them. And I think that I'm like willing to not have everyone like it, because I talk to a lot of like D&D nerds on stream, obviously, but I talk to, in some ways I get a better chance to talk to people at conventions. There's a lot of D&D nerds out there, man, that are very much rules as written people. And they don't know how to or want to, maybe. I don't exactly know. I've never been brave enough to ask the question, do you not know how to change the balance on things, or do you just not want to change the balance on things? Because that's kind of like a vulnerable question you'd have to admit, like, oh, I'm not confident that I can like rebalance things myself. You have to be kind of like real for a minute to actually say that out loud. But I think that'd be the case. I don't know. But either way, there's a lot of people that don't want to rebalance things. For whatever reason. So everybody wants something that comes out of the box and is like Wizard of the Coast polished or whatever. Otherwise, they don't like it. And like, fair enough, I guess, you know, if you don't want to have to do any of the work yourself or whatever, or change encounters up. You just want to like, you know, read the stats on the page and roll the dice. Like, yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. It makes sense, you know? So we'll see if people have problems with how powerful or underwhelming or whatever certain things are in Eldara. I'm erring on the side of too easy or too light for the adventure, because I feel like people can balance up easier than they can prune or trim down. Everybody can make a guy hit harder when it feels like the encounter's going too easy, but it's much harder to change the rules in a way mid-encounter, so the guy that was impossible to hit is now easier to hit. Now, obviously, as an experienced DM, you know other ways to sort of do that. If you made your guy have way too much high AC, and you're like, oh my god, like this armored knight that my party's fighting, he is way too high of AC. Oh god, what do I do? A great way to do it, I think, that I've used in the past is whenever the first player connects with an attack, you know, it's like no one's rolled over the AC of 22. No one's rolled over a 20, like, and they've gotten some pretty good rolls. And they're like, does this hit? I just rolled a 16, so that's 20. Does it hit? And I'm like, oh, that's right. So you're saying you'd have to roll an 18 to hit this guy. That wasn't what I meant to do. Fuck, I screwed up. I should make his AC lower. First time someone does hit him, I'm like, you hit him, and boom, his armor explodes. And he's wearing now his gloves and gambus, and there's like some gnarly scars. And they think it's a narrative thing, but I just made him way easier to fucking hit. You know, or like the lizard monster, you hit it, you crack it, and it's like carapace begins to fall off and whatnot. Now it's much easier to hit, and maybe I make it faster. And so they think it's a narrative thing or a mechanical thing. Phase 2 in the encounter, you know, but that's not obvious or apparent to a lot of people, I think, that don't have experience with that. So I don't find pruning, like tuning down during the encounter that difficult, but I think that it's much more intuitive to tune up. So that's why I'm erring on the side of things being a little too easy, because DMs will know how to make something, you know, oh, this guy needs more health, you know. Well, that was supposed to be lethal for him, but I'll say that he looks real injured and shrugs it off and is mad. And the player is like, oh my god, he's got so much health. As opposed to, wow, we just one-shot that guy because our sorcerer saved their spell slots and unloaded on this guy in one turn. Now no one's going to have any fun. Unless that is fun. Unless the entire party is protecting that sorcerer all day and making him just sit in the back and eat popcorn, so that they can one-shot any one thing they want. that's the mechanic they're trying to play, that's fine. But if it's just the player trying to get that kind of experience for themselves and everyone's kind of like groaning at the at the loss of an opportunity to do a boss fight, then that shit sucks and that's not fun anymore. So okay, do I want to give another layer of braid, whatever? I don't think so. I think we'll just sort of fill this in. Kind of a tighter but slightly messier bun. The messy art school bun. No, wait, that's on top of the head. I forgot. The messy art school bun is much higher up, straight on the top. I had a friend in art school in jewelry and metals class. The only class that I actually had with her, my friend Christina, and she'd be like soldering and stuff and all like focused, and I'd see her hair bun is like falling, so I'd come over and I would just fix it, tie it up to like straight top. Like, thank you. Have to adjust the art school bun. Peak man bun territory back here, if you're asking me. Okay. I think the reason this is taking so much longer than other ones is because I'm trying to do it on a larger scale so that I can use it for larger format, you know, trading cards or applications, whatever. But man, having a smaller brush through this is taking a while. Kosh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Good to have you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Let me try and kill this under sketch real quick here. Pick some of the lines that we liked out of it and then slap that under sketch down. It's a little too messy. Boom. All right. Oh yeah, that works. That works, dude. Oh, bro, I gotta do my stretches. What am I doing? I've drawn for hours and I haven't stretched once. I gotta be a lot better about that right now. I'm running out of my, like, physio appointments that I have coverage for. So, in a month or so, I'm gonna need to basically tell my physio, all right, man, you gotta make sure I'm good. I ain't coming back for a couple months or whatever it is. Okay. Wait. Could not, because... Wait. Uh-oh. What's full? Oh, no. Artwork. How is it full? What in the shit? What the hell? What? Hold on, I gotta delete some shit. Ooh. Wow, why are my recordings so much bigger now? Oh my god. I think the new, the way that the videos are getting saved now, they're huge. What in the hell, man? Properties, is that better? I got 11 gigs now? What the hell, dude? Okay. So uh-oh. What'd I do to OBS? I had just hit stop recording. Oh no. Oh no. The whole screen went white. Oh god. Look at it. Look at it. This is my OBS right now. I can't interact with it at all. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm still alive, I think, but oh, uh-oh. Okay. Please don't crash. Please don't